Hello. Hello. Hey, can you hear me? Yes, sir. Can you hear me? All right. We are up. Yes, sir. About 9 minutes until tip off. So whatever works. All right. Right after. Yep. Nope. Nope. That'll be good. All right. Thanks, man. Yes, sir. Friday. Yep. Welcome everybody to Billy Fager Fieldhouse. Dan Vitt alongside Mike McCracken, back after Christmas break and back into action tonight as the Lady Indians are on the court finalizing their warm-ups here before they get to tip-off here, where tonight Marmonton Valley comes to town from up north in Moran, Kansas. Three Rivers League game. Tonight's game is the first game back from Christmas break for the Lady Indians and boys, and then Friday night Colgan comes to town, Mike.
Yep, always fun coming in after the break. Hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and enjoyed some time off over the break. I know the kids all got a little bit of time off without practice. Put a rule in now. I think they didn't get to practice but a few days over the break, give everyone time to do some traveling, do the Christmas thing, and not have to worry about basketball. But here we are back now, first game after the break, and it's all about being back here and getting back to work.
We're about 4 minutes till tip-off. I want to thank everybody for listening to our Richie's Pharmacy pregame show as the Lady Indians just come in with one defeat on the season in the preseason tournament with a loss to Columbus. So Good basketball being played by the young Lady Indians. Just one senior, Sydney McCracken, on the squad for the Lady Indians. So, as Mike said, see what kind of rust they knocked off over Christmas break. Not able to practice, but I'm sure they practiced on their own quite a bit. And then when they get back together, once practice could start again, Coach Tuck, I'm sure, with a lot of things to work on from the first part of the season. Before you know it, we'll have a few games here, and then we'll roll right into that midseason tournament at Southeast, and then we'll be on the tail end or the last half of the season. So we're rolling right along with basketball now, Mike.
Yeah, this is when it really gets into the grind of the season. We get started out here, and traditionally, I think we've seen it in the past. You come out this first or second game after the break, and you're wondering how the girls and the boys both are going to come out, off of that rest time and see if there's a little bit rusty or anything, because they go in, play a few games before the break and kind of start to get some chemistry developed and some rhythm with each other, getting to know what each other is doing out there on the floor. Then you take a little bit of a break. So you come back in here and you try to get things rolling again and into this league play, which every game's important from here on out. It's going to, make a big difference as you move towards tournament time. Like you said, before we know it, it's going to be regionals and sub-state, and we'll be into the meat and the potatoes part of the season, but it all starts tonight here.
Lady Indians coming in, being successful so far on the season. Typical Doug Tuck, Adam Burke, man-to-man defense, good man-to-man defense, aggressive man-to-man defense played by the Lady Indians. And young and athletic, I think, is the term the Lady Indians should be used. Is with the loss to Caitlin O'Brien, one of the big worries was how are you going to fill that 20-plus points a game that Caitlin averaged last year. On and off, that really hasn't been a problem. The Lady Indians scoring in the 30s, 40s, and 50s at times. With their lone loss, they're in that preseason tournament, shot less than 15% from the field, just shot horribly during that game. Couldn't hit anything, and it ended up, they was in that game still yet towards the end of it, but it ended up for a loss. So look for the Lady Indians defense to cause, or that's how they generate a lot of their points off of turnovers on that tight man-to-man defense.
Yeah, one of the real strengths of the team has always been that man defense that they play so well. And they learn that when they're young in junior high, and it comes all the way up through the system and really, starts to bear fruit when they get into high school. But we saw a couple of times before the break, Dan, if you remember right, the one time we even thought they were playing a zone, and one of that, part of that is with the young kids that are still learning a little bit and having a lot of freshmen on the floor, but they were actually in a man defense. So that'll be one of the things that Coach Tuck, Coach Burke will be looking at improving on as we get started here into the league play.
And that's one of the things with the Lady Indians this year, not real deep, just 9 girls on the roster. They all get playing time. So that number's not real big, not very many, not any, matter of fact, JV games, but everybody gets plenty of playing time with the rotation, with the very aggressive man-to-man defense. So Coach Tuck does a good job running kids in and out, trying to keep fresh legs on the court. As we get set for the national anthem, you're listening to the Ritchie's Pharmacy pregame show. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Oh, welcome back to Billy Fager Fieldhouse with a nice rendition of the national anthem by the St. Paul Junior Senior High School Choir as we get set for tip-off. That choir under the direction of Mr. Jim Harris. Going to be big shoes to fill, as I believe Mr. Harris is going to retire at the end of the year here, Mike.
Yeah, he's always done such a good job with the kids, getting the national anthem at the football and basketball games, and it's really, a big part of the night, especially, that St. Paul has traditionally had such respect and done such a good job with honoring the veterans on Veterans Day and really do a lot of work. And then they got the big flag that comes down. It's really, really nice, but you're right, with Mr. Harris' retirement, we'll have to see what happens with his replacement. Hopefully it'll continue their tradition.
Mike, what do you remember about joining the live stream?
What do I remember about joining the live stream?
Yeah, how's everybody get on it?
Well, the best way to get on is to go to the Hot 105.5 Facebook page. If you'll click on live stream, and you'll be able to join it there. And it'll also, that's how you sign up for the My Town Alerts, I guess. So I'm a little rusty myself.
Yeah, I thought it was a little
you put me on the spot there. I wasn't ready for that one.
Pop's quiz.
Let's try this for the live stream. So that's how to get My Town Alerts, which is a good deal, too. Get alerts on your phone through the Facebook page. If you go to the KKOY website, which is hot1055.net, hot1055.net, take you to the KKOY radio website. If you'll scroll down, once you get there, you'll see a banner that says St. Paul Indians. Click on the banner. That'll take you directly to the YouTube channel, and you'll find one that has a little red live box in the corner of the screen. Click on that. You'll be watching this game live at home and listen on the internet.
As they go over starting lineups for the Indians on the floor so far is Taylor Watrick, Emily Hutchinson, Claire Bradshaw for the Wildcats so far. Mike, it looks like we got number 22, Woods. Number 15 is Ard. Number 2 is Griffin, and number 10, that's not a number 10, number 11 is also Ard.
You got Allison Ard and Michaela Ard.
Yeah, and last but not least, number 25, Kaylee Becker. So very young squad on the floor so far for the Wildcats. Looks like a whole lot of sophomores on the floor for the Wildcats start this game. So.
Yeah, kind of a similar type roster there for the Wildcats with just one senior shown on the girls roster, similar to what St. Paul's got with just one senior themselves.
Thanks everybody for listening to the Richie's Pharmacy pregame show. We are here in Billy Fager Fieldhouse tonight for getting set for the opening tip to start off the after Christmas break basketball season as we get back into action. So we'll see how the Lady Indians come back after the break here, see if they can come back with fresh legs, and I'm sure they will, and play hard. So we're set to get on with the tip-off here as Katie Coombs steps to center court to tip against Bailey Griffith, the 5'8" junior for Marmonton Valley. 8 minutes on the clock, and we are underway, and Marmonton Valley is going to control the tip. And number 15, Ard, with the basketball over to the right wing. Woods dribbles to the right, throws it back up top, ball's loose on the floor, and it's going to be a jump ball, so possession arrow will go to the Lady Indians. Struthers with the tie-up for the Indians. Now Watrick with the ball. She crosses half court. Right wing over to Emily Hutchinson. Up top to Claire Bradshaw. Left wing to Struthers. She holds the ball, dribbles back towards the top of the key. Swings it over to Watrick. Now down to the corner to Bradshaw. Bradshaw looks inside, not open, back up top to Hutchinson. As the Indians work against this zone defense applied by Marmonton Valley. Looks like a little 1-3-1 zone. Watrick's three-pointer on the way, no good. Gets her own rebound. Into the right elbow she goes. Loses the ball out of bounds, and it's going to go back to Marmonton Valley on the turnover. A little full court pressure applied by the Lady Indians. As Struthers pressures the ball as it comes up the floor by Becker with the basketball. Right wing over to Woods. Woods back up top. Katie Coons pokes it away, and Struthers comes out with it. She slows down. She's at the free throw line. Kicks it back to Watrick. Now over to Hutcherson. Hutcherson over to Bradshaw. Bradshaw's three-pointer from the left wing. Off the mark. Too hard. No good. Hutcherson with the rebound. She's in the lane. She lobs it over to Coombs. Coombs loses it off of her shin on the floor, loose. And Claire Bradshaw is going to be tied up by Griffith. And it'll go back to the Wildcats. Indians going to have to hit some outside shots against his zone defense, Mike.
Yeah, and they have been pretty hot and cold, and they haven't been able to get on a real, hot streak with especially outside shooting. So that's one of the things they're going to have to work on. Matter of fact, Coach Tuck, I think, put out the word that one of the games before the break, they weren't supposed to shoot any threes until they made one inside. So we'll watch that.
Jump ball, possession arrow goes back to the Lady Indians. So far we've had about 4 or 5 jump balls already, as the Indians defense caused another turnover against Marmonton Valley. Watrick with the basketball, left wing over to Hutcherson. That must not have been a rule tonight, because the first 2 shots was 3-pointers,
no,
Mike.
That's right.
Cross-court pass over to Bradshaw. Bradshaw ball fake into the free throw line, lobs it back to Hutcherson. Hutcherson into the lane, tries to get a shot up, partially blocked, but she's going to get the foul call, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2. First trip to the free throw line by the Indians, and that's going to be Emily Hutcherson headed to the line to shoot 2. First free throw is long, no good, off the back iron. Score remains 0-0. 6:22 left to go in the first. Bit of a slow, sloppy start for each team. Hutcherson second shot on the way, and it rattles home, so she gets the Indians on the board. They lead 1-0. Long pass gets into Griffith. She drives against Watrick, cuts her off. Good job getting down on defense. Now it's going to be another tie-up, and it'll stay with Marmonton Valley and a possession arrow. 6:15 left to go in the first. 1-0 is the score. Lady Indians lead. Marmonton Valley with possession of the basketball. Inside to Ard. Ard shot on the way, no good. Rebound loose, knocked out of bounds by the Lady Indians, so it'll stay with Marmonton Valley. Wildcat basketball. Cross-court pass hits the backboard, and that's going to be out of bounds, and it'll go back to the Lady Indians off the turnover.
That defense working pretty well for them here early on. I think they're going to argue about who touched the ball last, though.
Now the refs are going to get together where ref up top.
Yeah, it actually came off of, I think, Claire Bradshaw back up onto the backboard.
It is going to be Marmonton Valley basketball, as it was tipped off the Indians, then went to the backboard. So Marmonton, I think that is the correct call too. So Marmonton Valley has the ball under their own basket. Lob inside, high. Watrick steal with the steal. She drew her down the floor all the way down. Euro step layup, good. Good defense by the Indians. That's how you get them points off of a turnover, and that's going to be a foul on the Lady Indians, and that's going to be on Claire Bradshaw, number 25, her first team foul of the night on the Lady Indians. Marmonton Valley basketball, lob into the backcourt to Becker. Becker feeds it ahead to Griffith. Now back to Becker. Becker, top of the key, pestered out there by Watrick above the timeline. It's loose. Claire Bradshaw comes up with the steal. All the way down, Euro step, layup, good. And, they are going to call a late travel on Bradshaw. That ball went all the way through the basket before the whistle even blew. Lob inside. They get it in. Becker with the basketball. Griffith, with the basketball. Struthers on her. Now fed back up top, now down underneath the Woods. She is down by the baseline. It's going to be a steal down underneath. Bradshaw comes out of it with it. 2-on-3. Bradshaw all the way in. Shot up off the rim. No good. Katie Coombs with the rebound. She gets it knocked out of her hands, but she's going to be fouled by Marmonton Valley. That foul's going to be on Bailey Griffith, the junior, 5'8" junior. First foul on her. Team foul number 2, Mike, on Marmonton Valley. Back up top and over to right wing to Watrick. Three-pointer on the way. High arcing, no good. Struthers with the rebound. Kicks it out to Bradshaw. Sets her feet. Three-pointer off the rim, no good. Struthers with the rebound. Now it gets poked away, and Marmonton Valley comes out there with it. Down the court they come. Ard with the basketball. She feeds it back to Becker. Now out to Woods. Woods, good pass down underneath. Layup good.
Wide open.
Indians lost one of the players. It was number 15, Allison Ard, the freshman, 5'7", come wide open under her basket. Good pass by Becker to get the assist. Hutcherson with the shot, no good. Rebound Marmonton Valley. Lady Indians lead 3-2, 4:38 left to go here in the first as Gaiman comes to the scores table for the Lady Indians. Boy, it's been a beautiful week, hasn't it, Mike?
Well, the weather's been nice. Sounds like it's going to turn off, change on us, but enjoy it while it lasts.
And that's going to be a timeout. Marmonton Valley, as good defense by the Indians, had Griffith tied up there. It will be a timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. You're listening to St. Paul Basketball on Hot 105.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm not even sure. I'd have to look at the schedule. I'm sure there's 2 next week also. Yes. Welcome back. A whistle now, and it's going to be
something away from the ball.
Something away from the ball. It's going to be a foul on Marmonton Valley. Allison Ard, the freshman. As Hutcherson comes out, Elise Doherty comes into the game. As on the floor for the Lady Indians is Gaiman, Coombs, Bradshaw, Doherty, and Watrick. Bradshaw with the basketball. Back up top to Watrick. Watrick back to Bradshaw. Looks inside. Now good bounce pass inside. Shot is partially blocked, but Coombs is fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. Foul committed by Michaela Ard, the 5'10 sophomore.
That's her second foul.
Second on her. Team foul number 4 on Marmonton Valley. As Coombs settles into the line to shoot 2. First shot is right up and through there. She gives the Lady Indians a 4-2 lead as number 13 Scarf checks in, as well as number 23 Harris. Scarf, a 5'7 freshman, and Harris, a 5'8 freshman, Mike. So Marmonton Valley very young on the floor. Lady Indians with a couple freshmen of their own. Coming down hard from Marmonton Valley. Shot up, no good. That shot taken by Griffith. Rebound, Gaiman. Gaiman pushes the ball up the floor, crosses center court, gets it off to Watrick. Watrick dribbles to the free throw line. Down to Gaiman, back up top to Bradshaw. Bradshaw looks inside. Now she drives down the baseline. Shot up, good. Good drive by Claire Bradshaw, the young freshman, to give the Lady Indians a 6-2 lead. Now Watrick down there pestering Griffith. Ball knocked out of bounds, but it's out on Bradshaw, so it will stay with Marmonton Valley.
I don't think they like that press very good, Dan. Marmonton Valley, that is.
Marmonton Valley basketball on the sideline. Scarif, lob inside. Good pass inside on the floor, and it's going to end up being a travel. She couldn't get her footing. It was a good pass inside, but Harris.
Had the right idea.
Harris. Who is that? Mike 25. Kaylee Becker, the sophomore, couldn't get her footing down underneath, fell down and traveled with the basketball. So turnover on Marmonton Valley. Goes back to the Indians. Gaiman up to Bradshaw, over to Watrick. Now inside to Bradshaw. Ball fake down to the block and shot up and good. Good couple moves. Back to back by Claire Bradshaw, getting to that right block and score. Now Watrick down there pestering Griffith. She gets across half court, up above the timeline. Looking to get rid of it, and it's going to be a foul on Watrick, and that will be the second team foul on the Lady Indians, first on Watrick.
Watrick putting good pressure on her. They just got a little tight in there with the body and kind of knocked her over backwards a little bit through the foul.
Struthers and Hutcherson comes back into the game for Bradshaw and Watrick. Lady Indians lead 8-2. Now still by Emily Hutcherson right as she comes into the game. Oh, and she misses the layup right off the front of the rim. It hung there for a couple seconds before it fell off the front of the rim. So there's a breakaway layup that the Indians should have had. Griffith with the basketball. Hutcherson all over her like glue.
Good defense.
And that's a 5-second call against Marmonton Valley. Gaiman feeds it into Hutcherson. So Mike is correct. Marmonton Valley not liking that pressure defense. Elise Doherty, left wing back up top to Gaiman. Now inside at the free throw line to Coombs. Over to Hutcherson. Sets her feet. Three-pointer on the way. Off the rim. No good. Elise Doherty with the rebound. Put back. No good by Doherty. And that's going to be Marmaton Valley basketball. And I believe that's going to be on Katie Coombs on the over the back. Third team foul on the Indians. And it is on Coombs. Her first, Mike. Team foul number 3. Full court press applied by the Lady Indians. And that is Becker with the basketball. Pressured by Gaiman. Boy, right off the head of Marmaton Valley back into Becker's hands. Gets it to Harris. Harris guarded by Coombs. Now Griffith on the block. Boy, she's bumped pretty hard. But it's going to go out of bounds. Yeah, there very well could have been a foul
got away with
there.
One there, maybe.
That's okay. Every once in a while, you got to get away with one.
That's why you play at home.
2:08 left to go in the first. 8-2. Indians up by 6. That's why the home team writes the checks.
That's right.
Elise Doherty at right wing. Back up top to Gaiman. Over to Coombs. Three-pointer on the way by Coombs. And the Indians are over from three-point land. Rebound tipped around. Controlled by Hutcherson. Puts it back up. No good. She gets her own rebound again after a nice hustle. Over to Doherty at wing. Back up top to Hutcherson as they reset. Back to Elise Doherty. Lob inside to Coombs. Shot from the baseline from the right block. No good, but she's fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. Well, the old shooting percentage from beyond the arc is going to be pretty poor here in this first quarter for the Lady Indians. As I believe we are about 0 for 6 or 7 would be my mental math. As Coombs makes the first free throw. Shooting them threes is one thing, Mike, but being able to get offensive rebounds and putbacks is the key to that.
Yeah, that's going to make a big difference.
It's not like the Indians aren't open when they're taking them shots, because they are. You just got to know that you're only at best probably going to make 50% of those shots anyway, which is a good shooting percentage. But so far the Indians unable to connect by multiple players, not just one person taking a shot. Steal by Bradshaw. Bradshaw left wing with the basketball. Indians with the basketball. Now three-pointer by Struthers off the rim, no good. Elise Doherty with the rebound, put back, no good. So 3 freshmen on the floor for the Lady Indians. Doherty, Struthers, and Bradshaw. Good, hard pressure defense by the Indians. Shot on the way by Marmaton Valley, no good. Rebound pulled out there by Hutcherson. Struthers on the breakaway, and off her fingertips as Emily Hutcherson led Emerald Struthers just a little bit too much, as she was ahead of the pack. As Wattrick comes back to scores table for the Lady Indians. Finally get it into Becker. She pushes the ball down the floor to the right baseline, guarded closely by Hutcherson, and that's going to be a travel against Marmaton Valley as Wattrick checks back into the ball game for Ashlyn Gaiman. .58 seconds left to go in the first. 10-2, Lady Indians up by 8. Doherty left wing with the basketball. Over to Struthers. Long three-pointer by Struthers. Good, as the Indians finally connect from beyond the arc. Back comes the Wildcats as Ard with the basketball gets it off to Becker. Now back up top to Wilson. Now a steal by Struthers. Just one man to beat. She's all the way down. Backdoor pass to Wattrick. Misses the layup. Good pass by Struthers to Wattrick as she misses it, but it's out on Marmaton Valley, so it'll stay with the Lady Indians. The Lady Indians line up in a box. Get it into Doherty. Now back to Struthers. Now back to Doherty. Doherty drives the baseline all the way in. Shot up too hard. No good. And that's going to be a foul on Elise Doherty. Team foul number 4 for the Indians. First on Doherty. So the Indians doing a good job just spreading the fouls around here and there off that good aggressive defense, Mike.
Yeah, doing a pretty good job on defense coming out of this break, and that's one of the things we were going to watch. We talked about in the pregame.
Harris gets back to Becker. 12 seconds left on the clock. And it's going to be a travel by Marmaton Valley with under 10 seconds left to go. (13-2), Lady Indians up by 11. 4 seconds left. Hutcherson three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound knocked out of bounds by Bradshaw. And at the end of the first quarter, 13-2, Lady Indians up by 11. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back to Billy Fager Fieldhouse. As the Lady Indians lead 13-2 after the first quarter, Lady Indians will start with possession of the basketball. On the floor for the Lady Indians is Hutcherson, Wattrick, Coombs, Carter, and Bradshaw. Left wing to Bradshaw. Bradshaw at the top of the key with it. Looks inside, misses Coombs. Now Coombs wide open underneath and misses it. But she's going to be fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, that was a good play there. Katie was wide open underneath the basket.
Coombs is having a hard time finding a range underneath there, Mike.
Yeah.
She's pretty decent from the free throw line, but I don't believe she has made a field goal yet. Off the back iron, no good on her first free throw as Allison Ard, the 5'7" freshman, checks back in for Marmaton Valley. Katie Coombs settles in for her second. It's on its way and right through there and good. As Michaela Ard look to get it in. Pressure by the Indians. Now double team down in the corner. They feed it ahead to number 24, Weeze. Might have to help me with that name, Mike, here in a little bit. Now double team down on the block is Becker. She's in all kinds of trouble. She gets it out finally. Now back up top, three-point shot on the way, off the rim. No good. Rebound. Ard for Marmaton Valley. Now another three-pointer from the right wing, no good.
That's 24, Mivas.
Mivas. I'll probably say Midas before the top night's over, and I don't mean anything bad by that, but Mivas, M-E-I-W-E-S.
Yep.
All right. Bradshaw comes out of the game as a foul on the Indians, or was that a foul?
Yeah, it's foul on Taylor Wattrick, her second.
Yeah, second foul on Wattrick, 15th foul on the Lady Indians. Marmaton Valley basketball under their own rim. Backdoor feed up high to Griffith, and a steal by Wattrick. Wattrick comes down the floor. Oh, nice ball fake and layup good. Great move with a little hesitation. Left Marmaton Valley Wildcat girl standing in her shoes all the way down the court. Good drive, but no good. Hutcherson with the rebound. That was Griffith. And that's going to be a foul on Marmaton Valley. That'll be the 17th foul. That should send Hutcherson, I think, to the line to shoot the 1-on-1.
That's on Michaela Ard. That's her third foul in the first half.
Third foul on Michaela Ard, the 5'10" sophomore. As Hutcherson goes to the line to shoot the front end of the 1-on-1, Indians now lead 16-2. On its way and good. Well, Mike, you think Forrest Gump was pretty disappointed last night?
Well, he ought to have been. That was something, wasn't it?
That was a pretty good whooping Clemson put on Alabama.
I don't know what the line was on that game, but
I don't think it was that.
I don't either.
It's a good ball game, but Clemson Clemson was definitely the better team. Marmonton Valley with the basketball. Lob inside. Stolen out there by Watrick. Watrick pushes the ball back down the floor for the Lady Indians. Crosses over a couple times. Spin move inside.
Boy.
Layup no good, but she's fouled.
What a move by Watrick. She put a couple nice moves on their last drive and this one too.
Right, left, crossover, spun into the lane and kind of just threw it up a little underhanded. It's a tough foul on Marmonton Valley, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It was a foul, but honestly, Taylor Watrick, in my opinion, would what I would call, if it was the other way around, was she initiated the contact just by spinning into traffic. But it was definitely not a charge, and they could have been called a no call. 6:40 left to go before halftime. 18-2, now 19-2 as Watrick makes the free throw. All the way back down comes Griffith. Layup no good. Coombs with good position on her. Gets her own rebound, does not get her own rebound, but a shot was put back up by Becker. She missed it. Griffith puts it back and is fouled. So she'll have the chance at an and one, as that is the first foul on Carter. So Katie Carter comes out of the game. Back into the game is Struthers, Hutcherson, Doherty, Coombs, and Gaiman for the Lady Indians. And shot by Bailey Griffith, the junior. She's last couple times, Mike, pushed the ball down the floor real hard for Marmonton Valley. Now pass inside to Coombs. Shot up, no good, but she's fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot two. Katie still needs to work on that hand strength, Mike.
Yeah, she got to get a little stronger in there. She does a good job being in the right position, though.
I don't know if it's because she brings the ball down a little bit too low, but she gets the ball knocked out of her hands quite often. It's just an observation. She plays really hard underneath, but needs to work on that upper body strength a little bit. Here comes Griffith, hard down the floor. Hutcherson stops her. She's on the floor, rolling around and travels. And it'll go back to the Lady Indians off the turnover, 20-5. Lady Indians up by 15. St. Paul basketball. Feeds it to Gaiman at right wing. Now inside to Hutcherson. Now she drives inside. Shot up. Good. Good move by Emily Hutcherson. Full court pressure applied by the Indians. We haven't seen the Indians play a lot of man-to-man full court tonight. They have pretty much the whole game almost a steal by Struthers. Lob inside, shot up, no good. Rebound Doherty for the Indians. That shot put up by Bailey Griffith for the Wildcats. Doherty feeds it out to Struthers, back up top to Coombs. Coombs is going to get called for the travel. I've seen that call coming, but I'm not sure she did.
Get the lean in before she put the ball on the floor. Must have drugged that first foot, maybe.
Number 22 Woods, now stolen away by Struthers. She dribbles it out of bounds.
Good effort by Struthers, just run out of court. Got right there against the sideline.
It'll stay with Marmonton Valley. Pass inside, stolen away by Hutcherson. All by herself. Breakaway left-handed layup. Good. She jumped right in that passing lane. It was like a pick six. It was only worth two. Ball's loose on the floor. Nobody really knew where it went. Now the Indians retrieve it, feed it back up top to Hutcherson on another steal by the Indians. So the Indians man-to-man defense is just wreaking havoc. Coombs left block, kicks it back out to Doherty, back to Coombs. Coombs with the ball fake, going to get called for a travel again. Two travels in a row by Katie Coombs.
Took a little stutter step before she put the ball on the floor that time.
24-5, Lady Indians up Marmonton Valley basketball. Sideline fed down. Woods with the basketball. Bounce pass inside, weak side. Great pass. Good ball movement by the Wildcats. And that was number 15 on the layup on the left block, Allison Ard. Coombs at the free throw line, kicks it back out to Struthers, three-pointer on the way. Oh, in and out. Coombs with the rebound. Put back, no good. Weak side rebound to Marmonton Valley. 4:42 left to go in the second. 24-7. Lady Indians up. And it's going to be thrown out of bounds and go right back to the Lady Indians as Claire Bradshaw checks back into the game for the Lady Indians. Timeout, St. Paul, and with that, we'll take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. 4:37 left to go in the first half. 24-7 Lady Indians lead. And they will have possession of the basketball, and that was a timeout by Coach Tuck and the Lady Indians. Gaiman with the basketball in the free throw line. Tough bounce past Coombs, but somehow got through there, and she scores from the right block. Marvinton Valley feeds it in. Griffith with it all the way down. Coombs steps in, cuts her off. She still gets around her. Lob to the weak side. Layup is good by Allison Ord, the 5'7" freshman. 26-9. Lady Indians up by 17. Struthers with the basketball. Right elbow to Coombs. Now down to the corner, and it's going to be a steal by Marminton Valley. Ord with it. Feeds it back up top to Becker. Now Struthers with the steals. They try to feed it to Harris. She crosses over, streaks down the line. Coombs is on the weak side, gives it to her. Layup good. Good pass to the weak side by Emerald Struthers. She's right back up, and that's going to be a foul on Struthers. That's going to be the 7th team foul, and that will send Kaylee Becker, the sophomore, to the line for Marvinton Valley to shoot the front end 1-1. Boy, I tell you what, Mike, that old Clemson might be tough for a few years. That old quarterback and that number 8 receiver, holy smokes, he could.
Yeah, they put on a show, that's for sure.
He could catch a fly out of the air, man. He had a couple one-handed grabs and quite the athletes. That freshman sure didn't act like he was 19 years old for Clemson. Carter back up top to Coombs, over to Bradshaw, right wing. Drives the baseline. Bradshaw goes to the floor. Shot no good. Doherty with the rebound. Put back no good. Rebound Harris from Marminton Valley. 3:25 left to go here in the first half. 28-9. Lady Indians up by 19. Griffith feeds it to Harris at right wing. She guarded and she traveled. It's one way too big a step to start with. Turnover goes right back to Lady Indian. Ashlyn Gaiman with the basketball. Feed into Coons at the left elbow. She double team, kicks it out to Bradshaw. Bradshaw with the ball fake back up top to Carter. Carter pressured out top. Gets it swatted away. Now right wing to Bradshaw. Bradshaw dribbles in, bounce pass to Coons. Spin move at the right block. No good on the shot. Had a good look at the basket. Indians couldn't connect. And Marminton Valley comes out of there with the basketball. Becker with the basketball. Guarded by Doherty. Left wing over to Woods. Woods feed inside. Nice backdoor feed as the Indians lost their player. Rebound Carter. Carter feeds it ahead to Doherty. Doherty on the breakaway. Being traced by Griffith. Left-hand layup. No good. Rebound Harris from Marminton Valley. Right back down comes Griffith. Griffith has some speed from Marminton Valley. She ran down and pressured that ball hard on Doherty. Griffith drives to the right elbow. Kicks it back up top to Becker. Becker to Harris. Harris holds the ball at right wing, guarded by Coombs. Now feed over to Becker.
St. Paul just not giving him any kind of shot.
Back to Becker. Good defense applied by the Indians here as Marminton Valley works the ball around, feeds it down to Griffith. She loses it, saves it inbounds. Now she loses. Oh my, that was a bailout there because Marminton Valley appeared to lose the basketball, but it's going to be a foul on the Indians.
It's on Elise Doherty.
It is on Elise Doherty. Team foul number 8, second on her as Struthers comes back into the game for the Lady Indians. Struthers comes in for Katie Coons. Shot on the way by Becker. Off the rim, no good. It's going to be a lane violation on St. Paul. As I seen somebody flinch, I couldn't tell if they stepped in the lane, but apparently they did. Shot on its way by Becker is good. This time it should be one more shot. That was the front end of the 1-and-1 as the Indians give her the extra shot here. 28-10. Indians up by 18. 1:52 left to go in the first half. On its way and right through there. 28-11. 17-point lead for the Lady Indians. 1:50 left to go before our Labette Health halftime show. Bradshaw at the free throw line, loses her footing, gets it off to Carter. 3-point shot by her. Ooh, off the rim, no good. Tied up underneath is Struthers and Griffith. Possession arrow goes to Marmonton Valley. Griffith looks to put the ball in play. Full court pressure applied by the Lady Indians. Feed ahead to Harris, cut off by Struthers. Fed back to Griffith. Now shot at the top of the key, high off the back iron. No good, tipped around and out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Marmonton Valley. Marmonton Valley basketball under their own rim. 1:23 left to go in the first half. The Lady Indians up 28-11. Backdoor feed to Griffith on the left block. She's guarded closely by Bradshaw. That should be a 5-second call.
Yeah.
It is a 5-second call.
At least 5.
Good defense by Bradshaw, as nobody able to get open for Marmonton Valley. So the Indians are going to have the basketball with 1:14 left to go in the first half, and they lead 28-11. Gaiman brings the ball down for the Lady Indians, and she gives it right up. Steal by Marmonton Valley. Layup good. Gaiman fed it in to Doherty. 28-13, 15-point lead by the Indians. Carter with it. Carter dribbles to the elbow. Cross-court pass over to Bradshaw. 3-point shot from the right wing off the backboard. No good. Tipped around. And that's going to be a foul on Katie Carter for the Lady Indians on the block out. 9th team foul. Should be a 1-and-1 for Marmonton Valley.
Yeah, that's the second foul on Katie Carter.
Second foul on Carter. 9th team foul on the Indians. Scariff, the 5'7" freshman, goes to the line. Shoot front end of 1-and-1. She rattles it home with 49.8 seconds to go in the first half. 28-14 is now the score. She lines up for her seconds on its way off the rim, no good. Bradshaw with the rebound. The Indians bring the ball across the timeline, cross-court pass to Struthers, and she's going to travel with the basketball with 42.9 seconds left to go. 28-14, Lady Indians up by 14. Marmonton Valley basketball here, full court pressure applied by the Lady Indians. Don't really want to foul here and stop the clock. With 19 fouls, they finally get it fed in to Griffith. Griffith all the way down, cut off by Struthers, and she's going to double dribble. So up and down the court we go. And another turnover gives it back to the Lady Indians. Gaiman with the basketball. And the free throw line kicks it out to Bradshaw. Bradshaw back up top to Carter. Carter holds it at the timeline, dribbles to the elbow, out to Struthers. 3-point shot by her, off the back iron, no good. Long rebound, saved in bounds. Nope, didn't save it down, it stays. Goes out of bounds off of Marmonton Valley. It'll stay with the Lady Indians with 20.5 seconds left to go. Lady Indians lead 28-14.
I'd like to get another shot off here before half.
I believe the Indians are like my prediction is like 1 for 15 from 3-point.
I'm going to tell you in just a minute. I've been trying to keep track.
Bradshaw spin move off the backboard. Too hard, no good. Rebound, Marmaton Valley, Becker. Becker pushes the ball back down the floor. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Forces a shot up, gets it to go. Good, tough shot by Becker off the backboard. Lady Indians lead by 12 here at halftime, 28-16. We'll be back with their Labette Health halftime show after this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105.
One for 12.
Hey, Mikey. So is that the computer?
Where?
That's mute. Oops.
That's the speaker.
So is that supposed to be muted or unmuted?
Unmuted.
Well, welcome back to Billy Fager Fieldhouse here in St. Paul, Kansas, as the Indian boys are on the court warming up here at halftime. Lady Indians lead 28-16 as we are just underway with our Labette Health halftime show.
Pretty good first half overall by the Lady Indians coming off the Christmas break, and that was one of the things we talked about in the pregame show we were going to watch for. And they came out here with that man defense just like we knew they would. And to tell you the truth, I thought it looked a lot better tonight maybe than it has all season, and sometimes depends on who you're playing, and sometimes just because you're starting to get the hang of things. And I think tonight it's more they're starting to get the hang of things because Marmaton Valley overall, not a bad team. They got some athletes on the team. They're young and not a lot of experience, and that may be a little bit of the factor why they're a little bit tied up by that man defense by St. Paul. But overall, they got some athletic kids, and they're getting some shots. But boy, that man defense is really difficult for them. They've had several turnovers, and one of the things I didn't track, we'll see if we can find it here on the stat sheet, but one of the things I didn't keep track of was the turnovers. St. Paul defense caused a lot of turnovers, which is really something that Marmaton Valley is going to have to take care of and fix in the second half. They want to get back in this ball game. As far as offensively, St. Paul shooting that three-point shot, you know, we've had in the past some three-point shooters, but so far this year no one's really stepped into that role as the clutch three-point shooter. They were 1 of 12 is what I've got them for in the first half, and I'll talk more about that here after the break when we go over the stats. But pretty cold shooting from outside. Inside wasn't a whole lot better percentage-wise, but we'll get into some more of that. So probably could put some more points on the board, but overall not a bad first half as your first half coming out of the Christmas break, Dan.
Yeah, shooting percentage for the Lady Indians when we come back from this break. Mike will have all the first half stats, but shooting percentage pretty low. 1 for 13 is what Coach Burke has them from three-point land. That's a whopping 7%, Mike. So
yeah,
a lot of the blessing to that is 17 rebounds in that first half for the Lady Indians. So rebounding the ball great, and also caused a lot of turnovers, as Mike said, against Marmaton Valley. But we're here at Health halftime show. And when we come back from this next break, Mike will have all of the first half stats. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105.
I'm looking. Okay. Welcome back to Billy Fager Fieldhouse. Mike McCracken along with Dan Vitt at your halftime show here as St. Paul Lady Indians ahead of the Marmaton Valley Wildcats by a score of 28-16. About 4.5 minutes or so left in the halftime festivities. Boys out on the floor on each end getting warmed up for the second half. And go over the first half stats pretty quick here. As far as the Lady Indians, we talked before the break about shooting percentages. That was one of the problems that St. Paul had, especially outside the three-point line, where they were 1 of 13, only shot 7% from three-point range, 8 of 21 on two-pointers, 38%. And overall field goal percentage, they were 9 of 34, only shot 26% field goal percentage. So not a very good night of shooting offensively for the Lady Indians. Individually, though, a pretty good night and first half so far for Katie Coombs. She led St. Paul with 9 points in the first half. She was followed closely, though, by Emily Hutcherson, who had 7 points. Taylor Wattrick kicked in 5, and Claire Bradshaw with 4, and Emerald Struthers had 3 points for the Lady Indians in the first half. St. Paul 9 of 15 from the free throw line, so the one bright spot maybe offensively for the Lady Indians, shot 60% from the free throw line. As far as turnovers, St. Paul had 8 turnovers in the first half. Didn't get the numbers counted up for Marmaton Valley, though, in the first half, but I'm going to put money that it was at least twice that, because St. Paul's man defense really was tough for Marmaton Valley to handle, especially when they were putting that full court pressure on. So good job by the Lady Indians. They'll come out here in the second half, and after we take this next break, Dan and I will talk a little bit about what we need to look for in the second half out of the Lady Indians and maybe what Marmaton Valley could put together as an answer. So we'll take another 2-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul Lady Indians basketball on Hot 105.
Welcome back to Billy Fager Fieldhouse here. We're wrapping up our Labette Health halftime show. About 2 minutes till the second half tip-off. Both girls' teams out on the court warming up. Lady Indians be lead by 12, 28-16 here as we get set to get the second half tip underway here, Mike.
Yep. See what Lady Indians can do. I know Coach Tuck had a good talk with them, I'm sure, at halftime as they went in there and discussed their inability to put the ball in the basket from outside the three-point line. We'll see if that changes in the second half. He may go back to that make a two-pointer rule that he had earlier in the season. We'll see how it turns out, but that's the only problem the Lady Indians really had, was not able to sink anything from outside, and it's been a problem all year, really. I mentioned that before our break here at the halftime show, that St. Paul's really not had anyone step up as a true three-point threat outside. They've got some people that can get hot once in a while. Taylor Wattrick can get hot. Emily Hutch can get hot. Claire Bradshaw, but not anyone that's consistently hot, and that's really what they're going to need as they move into the heart of this league play.
As we're going to get set here for the second half tip-off, thank everybody for listening to our Labette Health halftime show. Lady Indians lead 28-16 over Marmaton Valley. I know Coach Tuck probably not going to be happy with the last couple minutes of that first half. Lady Indians up as many as 18, and Marmaton Valley on a little bit of a run there. Unforced errors by the Lady Indians and a few missed shots will let Marmaton Valley cut into this lead and get it back to 12. See what the Lady Indians can dial up here early on in this third quarter. As each team takes the floor, it will be St. Paul basketball to start this third quarter. On the floor for the Lady Indians is McCracken, Carter, Coombs, Hutcherson, and Wattrick. Into Wattrick, crosses half court with it. Feeds it over to Carter at right wing. Back up top to Wadrick. Wadrick inside to Coombs. Coombs up and under shot. She's going to be fouled. She'll go to the line. Katie Coombs 5 for 8 from the free throw line in the first half. 5 of her leading 8 points was from the free throw line.
That foul's on Ashley Ard. That's her 3rd foul. I didn't talk about fouls much at halftime, but St. Paul not too bad a shape. No one's got over 2 fouls. Marmaton Valley, on the other hand, now has got 2 girls with 3 fouls.
Marmaton Valley with a break there. That was a lane violation. Why the referee stopped that, but Coombs makes it anyway. So first shot is good by Katie Coombs. She's got a nice shot, Katie does. Shoots well from outside the, not just inside, but outside also, and from the free throw line. Right down the court hard comes Becker for Marmaton Valley. She feeds it off to Woods, and it's stolen by Wadrick. Wadrick on the breakaway layup. It is good. Little energy to start this second half for the Lady Indians. 32-16, up by 16. Now the ball's loose on the floor. Still loose on the floor, but Marmaton Valley comes out of there with it. That is Becker. Chases it down. Ooh, there was a
call a charge on that. Gotta give her a push.
Becker came around hard with elbows up and almost caught Wadrick right in the jaw. She backed off out of the way like, woof.
Yeah.
I felt that one go by, and they promptly stopped it and called the offensive charge on Becker for Marmaton Valley. That pressure defense getting to him, Mike. Carter up top, over to Hutcherson. Back up top to Wadrick. Over to Emily Hutcherson. Feed inside to Coombs. Oh, great look as Katie was breaking to the basket. And good defense by Marmaton Valley. I believe that was number 11. Ard just got a fingertip on it, or it would have been an easy layup for Coombs. Feed into Hutcherson, now to McCracken, back to Wadrick. 3-point shot from the left baseline, short. Coombs with the rebound, put back good. Marmaton Valley playing hard here. Here comes number 15 down the court. Chased from behind is Wadrick. Saves it inbounds. Great play by Taylor Wadrick. Sydney McCracken, the lone senior with the basketball, feeds it off to Wadrick at left wing. Now to Coombs at the elbow. Back out to Hutcherson. Hutcherson drives the baseline. Short on the shot. Ball's loose on the floor. Hutcherson tries to feed it to Carter. And it's going to be a tie-up underneath. That's going to go to Marmaton Valley on the possession arrow. Pretty decent crowd on hand here on this Tuesday night. College break still in session, so a lot of older brothers and sisters here watching the game.
Big night coming up this Friday. We'll talk about that between games a little bit too.
Oh, Dan. Yeah, big Mr. Turlip Rigatoni feed, Mike.
Yep.
Everybody looks forward to that. And that's a turnover on Marmaton Valley. Gives it right back to the Lady Indians. Yeah, Colgan comes to town Friday night. That's the first time in the last few years, or quite a few years, we've played Colgan.
Well, we've been over there, I think, but they haven't been here for a long time.
Hutcherson with the basketball right wing. Now into the lane, into Coombs right in front of the rim. Good. Now they're moving the ball around pretty good, and Coombs finding her way underneath. Timeout, Marmaton Valley. 36-16 is the lead. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. You listen to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Go ahead and make it a 1 minute, please. Welcome back, and Marmaton Valley with the basketball coming out of the timeout. Now it's going to be a backcourt violation. as Becker threw it back into the backcourt. Turnover against Marvinton Valley, gives it back to the Lady Indians. 36-16. Lady Indians up by 25-32. Left to go in the third quarter. Right wing over to Carter. Watrick over to Hutcherson. Cross court pass back to Carter. Sets her feet. Three-pointer on the way. Off the rim. No good.
Had a good look, though.
Rebound Becker for Marvinton Valley. Watrick chases her down the court. She feeds it off to Ard. Ard holds the basketball against Coombs. Lob inside on the back door. Stolen away out there by Carter. Carter triple team down there.
No.
Now a steal by Becker. Becker into the rim. Feeds it back. Shot up and in there by Griffith. Hutcherson with the basketball. 36-18. 18-point lead for the Lady Indians. Up top to Watrick. Over to Carter. Carter dribbles back towards the top of the key. Reverses it over to McCracken. Cross-court pass to the corner to Watrick. Watrick ball fake. Drives the baseline. Up and under. Shot no good. Tipped around. Loose on the floor. Controlled by Ard for Marvinton Valley. She gets it off to Becker. Becker back to Griffith, and she's going to be fouled by Emily Hutcherson. First team foul of the second half on the Lady Indians.
First on Emily, too.
First on Emily Hutcherson as Struthers and Gaiman come into the game for Hutcherson and Carter. Nope, Hutcherson and Watrick. Marvinton Valley basketball. Woods with the ball over her head, feeds it in, now lost out of bounds, and a turnover, gives it right back to the Lady Indians. 4:16 left to go in the third, 36-18. Lady Indians up by 18. Gaiman gets it back to Hutcherson at left wing. Hutcherson crosses over into traffic. She's fouled as she goes up from the left block. She'll go to the line and shoot two.
She made a good, strong move to the basket. Knew she was going to get fouled, but she went in there and took the foul. Good play.
Hutcherson goes to the line to shoot two. She lines up. Indians lead 36-18. 4:06 left to go here in the third. As she misses her first, Hutcherson misses the first free throw. Rattles in and out, so she lines up for her second. It's on its way and right through there this time. 1 for 2 on that trip from the line was Hutcherson. Becker with the basketball, right wing over to Griffith. She drives against Hutcherson. It's going to be another foul against Hutcherson. Second team foul, second on Hutcherson.
Two
back
quick
to back.
fouls there.
As Marvinton Valley will have the ball on the sideline. Lob inside to Griffith. Hutcherson lost her layup. Good. She lost her on the inbounds. She feeds it into Struthers. 37-20, 17-point lead for the Lady Indians. Off to McCracken at left wing. Cross-court pass over to Coombs. Into the corner to Hutcherson. Now back into Coombs, into traffic. She loses it out of bounds, saves it inbounds. Now Griffith with it, streaking down the right-hand side. The Lady Indians back.
She
lost it.
Twice.
Yeah, she dribbled right out of bounds, nearly with it. Good hustle by her, pushing the ball up the floor, but lost it out of bounds. Lady Indians back down with it. Hutcherson brings it across half court. Right wing to Struthers. Back to Gaiman. Now back to cross-court pass over to Coombs. Back up top to McCracken. McCracken left wing over to Struthers. Now to Gaiman to the baseline. Now into Coombs. Gets it swatted away, but she recovers. Now McCracken with it up above the timeline. Back to Struthers. Indians really trying to force it into that zone into Coombs. This 1-3-1. Now free throw line shot by Coombs. Ooh, in and out, no good. McCracken fights for the rebound, but Marvinton Valley comes out of there with it. Ard comes back out of there with it, gives it back to Griffith. Griffith guarded by Hutcherson, picks up her dribble. Left wing to Ard. Ard holds it around the left elbow. Now feed in, and that's going to be a foul on McCracken. And that's going to send Becker to the line to shoot two. And Watrick and Carter comes to scores table for the Lady Indians. Becker lines up at the free throw line. First free throw on its way high off the back iron and falls through there. 16-point lead for the Lady Indians, was up by as many as 20. 2:41 left to go here in the third. Second free throw on its way off the back iron, no good. Tipped around, Watrick comes out there with it. Watrick pushes the ball down the right side. Backdoor feed to Coombs all the way down. Layup good. Good look down the court. Coombs had position on the left block. Becker left wing through the hands of Marmaton Valley. Out of bounds. That's going to go back to the Lady Indians. Lee Doherty checks in for Claire Bradshaw. As Watrick with the basketball down to the corner. And Coombs, the good move inside to Bradshaw. Good shot by Bradshaw. She misses it, but she'll go to the line to shoot two.
It'll be fun to watch Claire Bradshaw as she matures and gets older here. She's just a freshman. She's got a lot of athletic ability, and you know, she's got signs that she's going to really be a player later on.
Two brothers on the squad for the boys, Chase and Chandler, the juniors, as Bradshaw connects on her first free throw as she settles in for her second. And it's on its way and off, no good, but it's going to be a violation on Bradshaw. So it'll go back to Marmaton Valley. St. Paul leads 40-21, 19-point lead. Becker with the basketball for Marmaton Valley, knocked out of bounds by Bradshaw. It will stay with Marmaton Valley. 2:02 left to go here in the third. Lady Indians lead 40-21. A lot of traffic. That's going to be an offensive foul, number 15, as she went in the lane trying to fight her. No, it's going to be on number 23, Harris. 15 foul on Marmaton Valley, second on Harris. And Watrick right back down the floor with the basketball for the Indians. Bad pass by her. Gives it right back to Marmaton Valley. Griffith gets around her all the way down. Comes Griffith. She loses it out of bounds, and it goes back to the Lady Indians. Katie Carter with the basketball feeds it into Watrick. 40-21, 19-point lead for the Lady Indians. Right wing to Carter. Carter with the basketball, back to Doherty. Doherty drills to her left, swings back down to Watrick. Watrick just thought about the three, passed it, now crosses over to baseline. Back up top to Coons, back over to Carter. Sets her feet, three-point shot, good! Katie Carter bangs one home from the left side. Griffith with the basketball for Marmaton Valley, 43-21.
First three-pointer of the second half, and only the second of the game for Lady Indians.
Griffith with the basketball. And it's going to be a timeout. Marmaton Valley. So with that, we'll take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Really? Thought she... .107 left to go here in the third quarter. 43-21, 22-point lead for the Lady Indians. Marmaton Valley basketball. Steal by Watrick. On the inbounds. Watrick all the way down. Right-handed layup. Good. Still a little token full court pressure by Watrick. Now Griffith with the basketball. Trying to make some room against Watrick. Brings it across half court. Now she picks up her dribble. Now she's looking, trying to get rid of it. Gets it off to Harris at left wing. She's pestered by Struthers. Now turnover. Katie Carter comes out there with it. She pushes it down. Now she holds up, swings it to Watrick. Watrick into the lane. Euro step, layup. Too hard off the glass. No good. And that's going to be a foul on the Lady Indians, on Katie Carter on the rebound. No, not Katie Carter.
Yeah, Katie Carter.
Katie Carter, 21. That's the 4th team foul, 3rd on Carter. So it's Marmaton Valley's basketball. Becker with it, left wing, poked away by Bradshaw. Right back in the hands of Ard. Lob inside to Harris. Harris holds it, now back out to Ard. Now to the left elbow to Scharf. Scharf picks up her dribble, in a little bit of a trouble, lobs it over to Harris. Harris tries to feed it into the lane, stolen out there by Watrick. Watrick feeds it over the head of Carter and out of bounds, and it's going to go right back to Marmaton Valley, a little too high on that work-ahead pass and off the fingertips of Carter. 5 seconds left to go into third. Marmaton Valley basketball. Griffith goes to the floor, stands back up. No travel call, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter. 45-21 after the third quarter. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105.
Darn, get the right numbers.
Never a doubt.
Huh?
Never a doubt.
You ought to be on this end.
Well, welcome back. 45-21. Lady Indians up here starting the fourth quarter. I want to thank everybody for watching on the live stream and watching on the live stream and listening to us on the radio. Join us Friday night. We'll bring you up to speed exactly with everything that's going on Friday night after this game. But Colgan comes to town, a little rigatoni. Good pass inside to Coombs, and she scores from the block. Indians doing a good job working the basketball around now, Mike, finding a good shot.
Yeah, Katie Coombs wide open underneath the basket that time.
Becker with it. Feeds it off to Ard. Picked up by Coombs at the elbow. Now she feeds it back to Becker. Becker guarded by McCracken, and Becker throws it right over the head of everybody and goes out of bounds. Woods checks into the game for Marmaton Valley.
I'm going to have to do a better job tracking turnovers, Dan. I'd like to know how many they have. There's a bunch.
McCracken with the basketball over to Gaiman. Now feed into Doherty. Doherty's shot partially blocked. Coombs with the rebound. Put back is good. Katie Coombs racking up the points now, Mike, on that inside, doing that good inside work. Out of bounds, too hard. Off of Marmaton Valley, goes right back to Lady Indians. 49-21. Lady Indians up by 28. Hutcherson with the basketball. Free throw line. Back to Doherty. Doherty to McCracken. McCracken cross-court pass over to Hutcherson. Hutcherson, long three-pointer off the rim. No good. Boy, that looked good from here. Rebound comes to Griffith. Poked away. Ball's loose on the floor now. Hutcherson gets tied up with Griffith. Possession arrow stays with Marmaton Valley. 6:42 left to go here in the ball game. 49-21 is the Lady Indians lead. Woods with the ball overhead, feeds it into Ard. Ard tries to lob it down low, stolen away by Hutcherson. Coombs is ahead of the pack. Emily Hutcherson all the way down, right-handed layup, good.
Doing a lot better job making those layups. They struggled a little bit early on with those easy layups, but not tonight.
Becker right back down, crosses the timeline for Marmaton Valley, trying to make some room with Gaiman. Now Griffith almost has a stolen away. She can be fouled by Hutcherson, as Hutcherson almost had the steal. And that is the 5th team foul on the Lady Indians, 3rd on Hutcherson. Wood with the basketball over her head. Foul.
That's on Emily Hutch again. That's 4 fouls on her.
Emily Hutcherson picks back
all
to
in the
back
second half, I think.
And the 16th foul on the Lady Indians, 4th on Hutcherson. Ard with it. Gets it knocked out of bounds from behind by McCracken. Clock running here with Indians with 30-point lead. Should be a continuous clock here with 5:33 left to go. Indians lead 51-21. Wood feeds it off to Muse. Back up to Griffith. Now back to Muse. Now she tries to get it. Gets it off to Griffith. Ball's loose on the floor. And Emily Hutcherson just fouled out of the game. As the ball is loose on the floor, she had Griffith tied up. And then she tried to pull her hands out of there knowing that she didn't want to reach, and she got whistled for the 5th.
Sometimes you just can't help it.
And that'll send Katie Carter and Emerald Struthers back to the scores table for the Lady Indians. 51-21, Lady Indians up by 30 as Griffith goes to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. Free throw is on its way and in there. Good. As she will get the bonus shot. 51-22, 29-point lead for the Lady Indians. Once the score gets to 30, it runs continuous even though it gets below that. So should be a pretty quick 4th quarter here. 51-23, Lady Indians up by 28, and Gaiman's going to drag her foot and travel. It'll go back to Marmonton Valley. Griffith feeds it in to Becker. Now to the elbow to Ard. Stolen out of there, tipped away. Now McCracken gets it pulled away by Griffith. She recovers it. Feed inside to Ard. Shot up and in and out, no good. And that's going to be a jump ball as Carter and Ard got tied up. Allison Ard, the freshman. It'll be St. Paul basketball in the possession area. Full court pressure by Marmonton Valley, and a lob inside. Ball's loose on the floor. Gaiman comes out of there with it. Gaiman pushes the ball up the floor, feeds it up to McCracken. Now to Coombs at the top of the key. Over left wing to Struthers. Lob inside to Carter. Carter at the left block. Shot off the board, no good. Loose on the floor now. Marmonton Valley comes out of there with it. That's Woods with it. Woods feeds it ahead to Becker. Becker right wing with the basketball. Now down to the corner to Ard, guarded by Coombs. Quickly around to Woods. Woods shot on the way off the backboard. Too hard, no good. McCracken with the rebound. 2:50 left to go in the game. Left wing to Struthers, and she's going to get called for the travel. 2:42 left to go in the game. Bradshaw and Watrick comes in for Coombs and who? And McCracken.
Sydney.
51-23, 28-point lead for the Lady Indians. Lob inside to Griffith, almost stolen away by Gaiman. Griffith all the way in, kicks it out to Woods. 3-point shot on the way, off the rim, no good. Rebound Marmonton Valley, Ard, and put back is good. That was Allison Ard, the 5'7" freshman, with the putback. Watrick tries to split the defenders. Griffith comes out there with it. Griffith chased down, or Ard, that's Ard. She tries to feed it inside. Struthers pokes it away. But Griffith comes out there with it. Griffith double team down there, tries to feed the backside all the way across through everybody and out of bounds. It'll go back to the Lady Indians. Timeout, Marmonton Valley. It'll be a full timeout, so we'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. KW?
Post game?
Is that right?
I don't know. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, pretty sure that's right.
Well, welcome back to Billy Fager Fieldhouse. St. Paul with the basketball. Under 2 minutes left to go in the game. The Lady Indians in control of this game. They lead 51-25. And that'll be a foul against Marmaton Valley. 16 foul against the Wildcats. Now I don't know why the clock's not running again, but it's not. Watrick feeds it into Struthers. Struthers on the give and go to Bradshaw. Layup. Oh, short, no good. Knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Lady Indians. 26-point lead for the Indians. I don't know why the clock's not running now there. Yeah,
there
it was.
Goes.
I thought once it got, and that is the case, they just forgot after the timeout. Watrick with the basketball lobs it into Bradshaw. Bradshaw into the free throw line. Kicks it out to Carter. Three-pointer on the way off the iron. No good. Carter chases it down, tips it out to Bradshaw. Bradshaw right wing with it. Feeds it over to left wing to Carter. Carter over to Watrick. Long three-pointer. Nothing but air. A little short on it. She was about 2 foot outside the three-point line. It's not going to help that three-point
No.
shooting percentage. Griffith with the shots, no good. Tipped around, controlled by Carter for the Indians. Feeds it back to Watrick. Under a minute left to go. 51 seconds left to go in the game. 51-25. Lady Indians up by 26. Cross court pass to Struthers. Three-pointer on the way. Short, no good.
That was a 2. She's inside, I think.
All right, 2-point shot, no good.
That's almost scored anyway.
Back to Griffith. 36 seconds left to go in the game. Indians up by 26. Left wing Wood with the basketball. Couple ball fakes. Feeds it back to Becker. Becker to Woods. Woods up to Griffith. 20 seconds. That's going to be a foul on Ashlyn Gaiman. That'll send Griffith to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. And that's going to bring the ball game to a close.
Yep.
They're going to stop the clock with 5.6 seconds left to go as Griffith's at the line to shoot the front end of 1-and-1. It's on its way right through there and good. Indians come out pretty good in the third quarter and about half of this fourth quarter, but the last couple minutes of this fourth quarter, it hasn't been terrible, but hasn't played quite as well. A lot of turnovers, and that's going to be the ball game. Final score, 51-27. Lady Indians come out with a 24-point victory against Three Rivers League opponent, Marmaton Valley Wildcats. We'll be back with our KW Trucking postgame show after this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul Basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back to Billy Finger Fieldhouse here in St. Paul, Kansas, where St. Paul Lady Indians come out with a nice victory over Marmaton Valley here in the first game of the night. They get started back here after Christmas break. Now the both boys teams on the floor warming up here during our KW Trucking post-game show. Mike, what do you got for first half stats?
Well, looking across the board there, Dan, kind of a reflection of the way the first half went, especially in the three-point department. St. Paul just not able to really make anything from outside. They only shot 10%. They were 2 of 19 from outside of the three-point line, so that's not going to help out on the overall shooting average for sure. Two-pointers, they were 16 of 37, shot 43% from two-point range. Did a lot better on the free throws, though. Free throws, they shot 65%. They were 13 out of 20. Overall shooting percentage for St. Paul, 32% on the night, so not great because of the low three-point range, but otherwise, not bad. If they can get that to where they can find someone that can make a three-pointer, it's going to be a lot better off. Individually, looking down the scoreboard, looks like Emily Hutcherson led all scorers for St. Paul. She had 10 points. And I take that back. Katie Coombs had 21. Look at that. So big night for Katie underneath. They were able to feed her the ball. Got 21 points. Then Emily Hutcherson had 10. Taylor Waters with 9. Claire Bradshaw had 5. Emerald Struthers with 3. And Katie Carter with 3. So overall on the night, St. Paul got some work to do shooting that outside shot, and that's going to be one of the things that they're going to have to really get rolling, because those three-pointers, they can make or break you. When you launch those off, you either need to get some rebounds and get some putbacks, or else you're going to have to make them. And so if they can get that rolling, that's going to help them as they move forward, especially when they come into Friday night and play in some of those bigger schools. I know we've got a few of those on the schedule, so really going to count. Now on the free throw line, free throws are going to help you too, and they did a lot better, 65% from the free throw line, not half bad. So, overall offensively. But the defense, like usual with the Lady Indians, story of the game, that man defense, really working well for them here in the first game back after the break. And so we'll look for that to continue. If they can just put some points on the board, I think they can do some good things moving forward, Dan.
Yeah, looking at the stats, Mike, I know one thing Coach Tuck will not be happy with. Lady Indians had 17 turnovers on the night. That's entirely too many turnovers. But the good part about that is, the part he'll like, is they had 20 steals on the night.
Yeah.
The other thing he'll like is they had 24 total rebounds, which is a pretty big, good rebound night. But that reflects off of the 58 shots that 56 shots the Lady Indians took, and they only made 18 of them.
Right.
So they only shot 32% from the field, 43% from two-point land, and only 10%, 2 for 19, which is a result of Katie Coombs' 21 points. Good rebounding and some good looks down inside, and good free throw shooting by her. Got her a good scoring night here with 21 points. All in all, not too bad a game put together by the Lady Indians.
Yeah, the problem with the rebounding is they're getting most of those on the defensive end of the floor. Need to get some more on the offensive end of the floor so they can get a chance to put it back up, try to get some points on the board. So good job rebounding on defense especially, but they got to put some putbacks in, I think.
We got about 10 minutes on the clock before the boys' game start. We're going to have Zach take a little bit of an extended break here and let us go get a drink of water and take care of a few things here with about 10 minutes before our Richie's Pharmacy pregame show. Thank everybody for listening to our KW Trucking postgame show, where the Lady Indians come out victorious over Marmaton Valley, and both boys teams out on the floor warming up here for the next 9 or 10 minutes. So we'll be back on the air here in about 4 or 5 minutes. So we'll be back after the extended timeout. You're listening to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. You there, Zach? Yeah? Okay. I'll holler at you here in a minute when we go back on, all right? All right, thank you. Who is it? Who is it? Sorry. Who'd you say? I didn't hear you. Oh, thanks, Cody. Sorry about that. I'll get it right now. All right, yeah. All right, I'll holler at you in here in a minute, Cody, all right? Thanks, bud. Hey, Cody, whenever you're ready, buddy. All right. Just play the intro whenever you're ready. Welcome, everybody, back to Billy Fager Fieldhouse here and Richie's Pharmacy pregame show as we get set to start the second game of the night here with the Lady Indians come out with a nice victory in the first game, and the Indian boys are going to try to follow that up here with a victory here over Marmaton Valley. We'll see here in just a minute. We're going to get set for tip-off here in just a minute as we get set for starting lineups for each team.
Pretty good first half of the first part of the season before the break by the boys so far, Dan. And if they can pick up where they left off, they'll be in pretty good shape tonight. They got pretty good players on the team with the Bradshaw twins and Adam Albertini and Easton Dent. Got a lot of scoring threats there right off the bat on the starters. Kenny Haney's come off the bench, played some good ball. Just everybody on the team's really been able to contribute so far.
A lot more Indians suited up here tonight here, Mike. I don't know if that's the second half of the season or if Coach Wattrick just decided to suit everybody up, but got a lot of youngsters.
Looks good on live stream.
Yeah, looks good on live stream. I'm kind of glad I let them underclassmen get a little look on the varsity squad here. Number 00 for Marmaton Valley, Caden Elliott, a 5'11 senior, gets a start for Marmaton Valley. For the Indians, number 2, 6'1 junior, Chase Bradshaw. For Marmaton Valley, Gage Griffin, a 6'2 senior. For the Indians, number 11 junior, Adam Albertini, clocks in at 5'9 here on the height side. Number 24, Colin Dudley, a 6-foot junior for Marmaton Valley. For the Indians, junior Easton Dent, 6'2 junior for the Indians. For Marmaton Valley, number 44, number 35, Curtis Harris, a 6-foot sophomore, start for Marmaton Valley. For the Indians, number 24, Chandler Bradshaw gets the start for the Indians. So both of the Bradshaw boys get the nod here tonight. And number 44, Isaac Heskett, a 5'11 junior. And Colin Carlson, the senior, gets the start here for tonight. A couple starters going to start out on the bench, and that's Lemons and Haney. Haney, the senior, Lemons, the other junior, will come off the bench here tonight as Carlson and Chandler Bradshaw gets the start for the Indians.
Indian boys not much heavier, and they got a small senior class this year. Only 2 seniors on the team, Colin Carlson, Kenny Haney. So, St. Paul played pretty good here on the boys' side, and then looks like it's going to look good for a while when they got a lot of these underclassmen.
And we're getting set for the tip-off. Thanks, everybody, for listening to our Richie's Pharmacy pregame show. Title sponsor, I want to make sure we mention quite often, Farmers Bank, Joe and Josh Smith. Go visit them for all your banking needs. Walnut, Stark, and St. Paul. Bradshaw, or Marmaton Valley, controls the tip. It'll be Griffith, feeds it off to number 44, Elliott, 00 with the basketball against Albertini. Right wing, back up top, almost a steal by Dent, but recovered by Marmaton Valley. Now over to the left wing is Harris. Harris back up top to 0-0 Elliott. Elliott feed inside to Heskett against Bradshaw. Shot up and good by Heskett. And he gives Marmaton Valley a 2-0 lead. Adam Albertini right back down for the Indians. Up top to Chase Bradshaw. Over to Chandler Bradshaw at left wing. Looks inside at Carlson. Now loses it for a minute. Now recovers back up to Chase Bradshaw. To Albertini, who resets everything above the timeline. Dent, right wing with the basketball. Looks inside. Feeds it up top to Carlson. Man-to-man defense applied by Marmaton Valley. Bradshaw with it. Up top to Chandler Bradshaw. Chandler over to Adam Albertini. He drives the baseline, feeds it to Carlson. Carlson loses it on the floor. Ball's loose. Carlson recovers. Now turns it over to Elliott to Marmaton Valley. Elliott back up top to number 24, Dudley. Three-point shot from the right wing is good by Harris. And Marmaton Valley leads 5-0. Albertini brings the ball back down for the Indians. Drives to his left. Shot on its way. Too hard, no good. Bradshaw with the rebound. Put back, no good. Carlson with the rebound. Carlson put back, good. Colin Carlson gets the Indians on the board. Cuts into that lead. It is now 5-2. Elliott with the basketball. Crosses half court. Drives against Albertini. Feedback up top to Dudley. Dudley right wing to Harris. Drives against Carlson. It's going to be a foul on him as Curtis Harris, a 6-foot sophomore, drove that baseline. First foul on the night. First team foul on the Indians. First on Carlson. Dudley set to put the ball in play for the Wildcats under their own basket. Gets it into Harris. Ball swatted away. It's going to be out of bounds off of Marmaton Valley, and it'll go to the Indians. Bradshaw feeds it back to Albertini. Marmaton Valley leads 5-2. 5:51 left to go here in the first quarter. Chandler Bradshaw right wing with the basketball. And that's going to be a walk on Bradshaw. Turn it right back over to the Wildcats.
2 possessions, 2 turnovers. St. Paul going to clean that up.
Elliott with the basketball, crosses half court, the timeline, feeds it to Dudley. Dudley looks inside on the backdoor screen, feeds it back up top to Harris, who's guarded by Carlson. Now over to the right wing to Griffith. Griffith feeds it to Heskett, and he's going to be fouled, and he's going to go line to shoot 2.
Heskett, big body underneath there.
Yeah, Heskett not just 5'11". I say just 5'11". He doesn't look 5'11", but thick. And the Indians have struggled with him a little bit. Good under the basket, handles the ball well, and he'll go the line to shoot 2. He lines up the free throw line. That foul was on Easton Dent. Second team foul on the Indians. First free throw's off the back iron, no good. Heskett, the 5'11" senior for Marmaton Valley. Second shot is on its way and rattles in good. 4-point lead for Marmaton Valley. 5:26 left to go in the first. 6-2. Marmaton Valley up by 4. Albertini with the basketball. Drive the baseline, bounce pass inside the Dent against Heskett. Turns around, gets a 10-footer to go. 6-4. Indians down 2. Elliott with the basketball, pressured out there a little bit by Albertini. Now Harris whips it into Heskett, feeds it out to Griffith. Shot on the way, no good. Rebound, Harris, put back, good. Indians getting outboarded. And Marmaton Valley up 8-4. Albertini drives the baseline, feeds it to Dent. A little bunny shot is good. Good feed by Albertini off the drive. 8-6. Marmaton Valley up by 2. 40-37 left to go in first. Elliott back down with the basketball for Marmaton Valley. Bounce pass over to Heskett. 15-foot jump shot, too hard. Carlson with the rebound. Albertini streaks down the floor with the basketball. Off to Bradshaw. 3-point shot. Left-handed shot, no good. Harris with the rebound. He pushes the ball up the floor hard. Cross-court pass over to Griffith. Turnaround shot by him. Tough, no good. Dent with the rebound. Feeds it off to Bradshaw. Bradshaw brings the ball back down the floor. He's going to get called for the carry. Turnover on the Indians gives it right back to Marmaton Valley, who leads by 2, 8-6. Heskett comes out of the game. Who just checked in? Mike 24? I believe it was.
Yeah, it was.
No, Dudley's already been in the game. 45 or 40, excuse me, Mike. 40 checks in the game. Elliott, three-point shot, right wing, no good. Adam Albertini with the rebound. Albertini, top of the key, tries to feed it. It's going to be a turnover. It's going to stay with the Indians. Adam, you need to come to the, he lost his shoe. That's what he's going to retrieve.
That's why he couldn't do nothing. He didn't have a shoe on one leg.
And a shoe on him.
And a blowout.
Spinning out. Albertini jumped clear out of his shoe. Back down the court as Lemons and Haney check into the game with 3:46 left to go here in the first. Marmaton Valley leads 8-6. Chase Bradshaw and Colin Carlson comes out of the game. Albertini with the basketball. 3:42 left to go in the first. Marmaton Valley up by 2. Good feed into Lemons. Lemons misses it. Put back no good. Lemons and Harris get tied up. Whoa, what is that? Harris.
I missed it. I was trying to write it down in the book.
Not real sure what the problem was there, but Harris got all upset when Lemons and him was both going for the basketball. They got tied up underneath. It's going to be a technical foul on number 35, Harris. And that's going to send Chandler Bradshaw to the line to shoot the technical fouls. As Chandler Bradshaw goes to the line, as now they're going to call the coaches together. I didn't see anything go on besides the ball was loose on the floor. Caleb Lemons jumped on the floor with Harris, tied him up, and Terrace gave him a big old shove after the whistle was blown. The referee immediately called technical. Didn't have much choice but to call technical on him. As now we are going to finally shoot the technical free throws. It will be foul shots and then technical foul shots, and then Indians will have possession of the basketball. Chandler Bradshaw's first free throw is right up and through there. Now sub comes in for Harris. That's number 34, checks into the game. Louder, the 5'9" sophomore. Second free throw is right through there by Bradshaw. And it's going to be St. Paul basketball. Score is tied 8-8. There was no foul called. It was just a technical foul. So St. Paul's basketball as Albertini gets set to put it in play to Lemons. Lemons over to Chandler Bradshaw, left wing. Bradshaw holds it, feeds it to Albertini. Albertini with it. Inside, shot from the elbow, short, no good. Dent with a rebound, good work on the boards by Easton Dent. And the putback is good. Feeds it into Griffith. Griffith back to Elliott. Elliott left wing over to number 34, Louder, who checked in for Harris. Now back up top to Griffith. Griffith back to Elliott. Bounce pass over to the right wing to Louder. Louder gets it poked away by Lemons. And it's going to stay with Marmaton Valley. Louder, just a 5'9" sophomore. So Marmaton Valley boys fairly young too. Elliott's a senior. Gage Griffith is a senior. And Heskett's a senior. 5 seniors on the squad, but then a lot of freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. Griffith to Elliott, right wing, 2:43 left to go in the first. 10-8, Indians up by 2. Elliott at the right elbow kicks it out to Griffith. Griffith holds the ball, man-to-man defense applied by the Indian boys. Feed inside to Griffith, a layup good. Good move as the Indians let him get away. Good feed inside, and the score is tied at 10. Albertini feed into Dent. Shot up and good. Good feed from Albertini to Dent. Catches Marmaton Valley asleep at the wheel there. Indians up by 2, 12-10. Right wing over to Dudley. Dudley shot from the baseline, gets it to go. Ties the score at 12.
Dudley kind of a fall away jump shot there.
Albertini right back down with the basketball. Feeds it to corner to Haney. Haney Few dribbles into the lane, layup good. Good move
Nice
by
move.
Haney, going right hard to the basket. 14-12, Indians up by 2, 1:43 left to go in the first. Elliott gets it, Lemons pokes it away from Dudley. And Heskett's going to check right into the game for number 40, Scarf. Scarf, as Marmaton Valley feeds it into Heskett. Heskett guarded by Dent, feeds it back out to Elliott. 14-12, Indians up by 2. Bounce pass over to the right wing to Dudley. Dudley holds it over his head against Lemons, feeds it to Griffith. Back out to Dudley. Dudley ball fake, drives baseline, kicks it out to Griffith. 3-point shot, right through there and good. 15-14, Marmaton Valley up by 1. Albertini with the basketball into the lane, kicks it out to Bradshaw. Bradshaw out to Lemons. Lemons to the elbow, and I don't know who that was to, but Haney chases it down. Haney, spin move, in the lane, shot on the way, no good.
Well,
Dent swats it around, but it ends up in Griffith's hands for Marmaton Valley.
Good move by Haney. Just couldn't get it to fall.
Elliott with the basketball, picks up his dribble, now to Griffith. Griffith guarded by Chandler Bradshaw. In the lane goes Griffith, and he's going to be fouled by Haney. He's going to go line shoot 2. Griffith, 6'2" senior from Marmaton Valley. 44.2 seconds left to go here in the first. Marmaton Valley up by 1, 15-14. Hayden Smith comes to the scorer's table for the Indians. First free throw by Griffith is good. He checks in for Chandler Bradshaw, the 6'1" junior. Smith, just a junior also. Second shot on its way and good. It gives Marmaton Valley a 3-point lead, 17-14 with 43 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Albertini with the basketball, feeds it off to Smith at right wing. Smith over to Lemons. Lemons bounce pass into Dent. Good feed. Dent scores and cuts the lead to 1. Elliott feeds it back to Griffith. He's going to be guarded out there by Smith. Smith with a steal, and then Griffith chases it back down. Now swatted away by Lemons, and Lemons is going to be out of bounds. Good hustle by him, Mike. Trying to save it inbounds. It's out on the Indians. It'll stay with Marmaton Valley. 14 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Marmaton Valley up by 1. Heskett with a ball, loses his footing, tripped up there a little bit. Lemons loses it over his head. It's a carry on him. It'll be a turnover right back to the to Marmaton Valley. 9.3 seconds left to go in the first quarter, 17-16.
Pretty fast-paced first quarter here.
Dudley feeds it into Heskett. That's going to be a foul on Dent as Dent trying to go for a steal. That'll be the 4th team foul on the Indians, the 2nd on Dent. That's going to bring Carlson to the scorer's table for Dent. 7.4 seconds left to go here in the first. Marmaton Valley up by 1, 17-16. Dudley feeds it into Griffith as everybody lets him get by. He's in the lane, kicks back out, 3-point shot on the way too hard. And Haney chucks it up at the buzzer, no good. And after 1, Marmaton Valley leads by 1, 17-16. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. Let's St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back to Billy Fager Fieldhouse. Marmaton Valley leads, 17-16 after the first quarter. St. Paul will start with possession of the basketball to start this second quarter.
St. Paul 7 of 13 from the field in the first quarter. Actually 7 of 15 from the field, so not a great shooting first quarter, about 50%, just under.
Not bad. It's been, quite honestly, good feet inside just like that. Indians offense actually running pretty good. It's their defense that's been the problem so far. Give credit to Marmaton Valley for making shots, but Indians losing their man every once in a while, doing a good job moving the ball around on offense. Now it's swatted away by Albertini, but right back in the hands of Marmaton Valley. Heskett with the basketball. Into the lane he goes.
Foot.
Feeds it back to Dudley. Now over to Griffith. Griffith to Heskett. Guarded by Carlson. Spin move, shot up, no good.
Heskett spent a lot of time in the lane that time, I thought.
Bradshaw scored past Albertini. He had to jump out of his shoes to retrieve that one. Albertini feeds it into Carlson. Right on the block. Shot by Carlson. No good. Griffith with the rebound. The Indians lead by 1, 18-17. Little four-court pressure by the Indians. Gets it ahead to Heskett. Now Griffith guarded out there by Lemons. Heskett with it. Loses it. Recovered by Bradshaw. Bradshaw pushes the ball down the right side, feeds it ahead to Albertini. Good feed. Albertini misses the layup. That was a tough feed through traffic. Somehow Bradshaw got it through there, but Albertini could not connect on the layup. A timeout, Marmaton Valley. It'll be a full timeout, so we'll be back after this 1 minute timeout. Let's St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back. 6:25 left to go here in the second period. Still says first up on the scoreboard, but second period. Indians lead by 1, 18-17. Marmaton Valley basketball coming out of that Marmaton Valley timeout. Griffith lobs it in, stolen by Carlson. Bradshaw with it, pushes it up the court. Now to Albertini, drives that baseline, feeds it back to Bradshaw. Bradshaw resets. Albertini cross the court, pass to Haney, now up to Lemons, three-point shot, left wing. Off the rim, no good. Carlson chases it down, and that's going to be a foul on Marmaton Valley. I believe that's going to be on number 32, Mike Henderson, the 5'9 freshman.
Only the second team foul on Marmaton Valley in this first half.
4 on the Indians. Albertini over to Bradshaw. Bradshaw, long three-point shot. Rattles her home. It's good. 21-17, Indians up by 4. Griffith with the basketball. Lemons chasing him, feeds it ahead to Elliott, now into Heskett. Heskett trying to make some room, does, misses it. Backdoor side rebound by Haney. Now Albertini with it. Haney three-point shot, good from the top of the key.
Boy, Haney knew he had that one all along. You could see it.
Long pass over the head of everybody. It'll be St. Paul basketball on the sideline. It wasn't tipped. It was just a baseball pass way too far. St. Paul basketball under their own rim. 24-17. Indians on a pretty good run here with back-to-back three-pointers, one by Bradshaw, one by Haney. Adam Albertini lobs it out top to Chandler Bradshaw. Albertini, three-point shot, left wing, off the rim, no good. Carlson chases it down. Good hustle by Carlson. Bradshaw, shot off the backboard, good.
Boy, Chandler Bradshaw having a good night.
Elliott with the basketball, feeds it back into Heskett. Ball was loose for a minute, now gets it ahead to Harris. Harris into the rim, and he's going to be fouled and go to the floor. He'll go to the line to shoot two.
Foul's going to be on Haney.
15 foul on the Indians, first on Kenny Haney. Easton Dent back to the scorer's table. That's second on Haney. Dent also going to be playing with two fouls. Harris at the line to shoot two, 26-17. Indians up by 9. Harris's first free throw rattles home. As Dent comes in for Haney. 26-18 Indians lead. Harris settles in for his second. On its way short, no good. Carlson with the rebound. Carlson feeds it out to Lemons. Lemons right wing over to Albertini. Screen set by Carlson. Albertini's shot from the baseline. Good little 12-foot floater by Albertini. Full court pressure by the Indians. Baseball pass in. Heskett with the ball all the way to the rim. Turnaround shot short, partially blocked. Now Bradshaw pushes the ball back down. It's going to be poked out of bounds by Harris as Chase Bradshaw comes to the scorer's table for the Indians. Carlson comes out. Bradshaw goes in. Chase and Chandler Bradshaw, Caleb Lemons, Easton Dent, and Adam Albertini in the game for the Indians. Indians lead by 10, 28-18. Bradshaw, right wing with the basketball. It's Chandler Bradshaw, and that's a steal by Harris on a lazy pass by Bradshaw. Harris almost lost it, but ended up making the layup.
I'm not so sure. He didn't carry or travel, one or the other.
Kind of got it hung up against him, but no call. Chase Bradshaw, left wing, up to Lemons. Lemons with the basketball. Floats it off to Albertini. He drives towards the baseline. He's bumped by Harris. It'll be a foul on Harris. That'll be the third team foul on Marmonton Valley. 28-20, Indians up by 8. Indians basketball under their own rim on the right side of the rim. Albertini holds the ball over his head, looks inside, feeds it up top to Dent. Dent to Lemons. Lemons at left wing, looks, now feeds it to Bradshaw at right wing. Long three-point shot by Bradshaw off the backboard way too hard. Harris with the rebound. He slows things down. Now picks up his dribble. Now feeds it off to Elliott. Now back to Harris. Harris crosses over. Step back three-pointer by him. Too hard and no good. Dent chases it down. He feeds it off to Lemons. Lemons to Chase Bradshaw. Bradshaw drives the baseline all the way to the rim. Short on the shot. Ball's loose. Albertini comes out there with it. Through two Indians' hands and out of bounds. It goes back to Marmonton Valley. Indians had an opportunity there, Mike.
Look a little bit out of control there. Need to not get quite such a hurry maybe on some of those unless they've got an opportunity to take advantage of it.
A little four-court pressure by the Indians. Dudley feeds it into Elliott. He's picked up down there by Albertini. Now back to Dudley. Dudley being chased by Lemons. Crosses over. Stops at the left wing. Double-teamed out there. Looks inside. Gets it stolen away by Bradshaw. Bradshaw feeds it ahead to Albertini. Albertini's layup. Good. Lemons called for the kick. Elliott with the basketball for the Indians. Feeds it into Harris. Harris baseball pass down to Heskett. Heskett drives all the way in, steps away, gets it swatted out of bounds. Ooh, just lost it out of bounds, I guess. And it's going to go back to the Indians.
Heskett made a nice move kind of down there in the lane, kind of a sidestep around.
He just lost it when he
lost the handle on it.
From his right to his left and flew out of bounds. St. Paul 10-point lead. They lead 30-20. Albertini feeds it off to Lemons. Lemons at left wing. That's a kick by Harris. And he'll stay with the Indians. Indians with a pretty decent little run here in the first, about midway through this second period, Mike. kind of generated off that full court press. They really haven't had that many steals, but they've been able to transition basketball a lot off some misses. Chandler Bradshaw with it, up top to Albertini. Albertini at the elbow, kicks it out to Dent. Dent in traffic, kicks it back to Bradshaw to Lemons. Lemons drives the baseline, pull-up jumper, no good, and that's going to be over the back on Dent. He just picked up his third foul with 2:31 left to go in the second period. That'll send Kenny Haney back to the scores table. He's also going to come in with 2 fouls. Needs to be careful here, as that's the 6th team foul on the Indians. Kenny Haney don't want to pick up his third foul.
No, that's true, and they need Dent in the game. They can't afford to lose him. He was putting out the points in the first quarter.
Harris set to put the ball in play. Pressure by the Indians. Bounce pass into Elliott. Now back to Harris. Harris streaks down behind the back dribble. Crosses half court. And ball gets knocked out of bounds by the Indians. It'll stay with Marmaton Valley. 2:23 left to go here in the second period. Indians up by 10, 30-20. Marmaton Valley basketball under their own rim. Heskett with the basketball. Feeds it back to Griffith. Griffith guarded by Chandler Bradshaw. Now back over to Dudley. Dudley guarded by Lemons. Back to Elliott. He's guarded by Haney. And that's going to be a moving screen on Dudley, I believe, on Marmaton Valley, as he is trying to set a screen, and it is. 4th team foul on Marmaton Valley. First, I believe, on Dudley.
Yep.
2:08 left to go before halftime. 30-20. Indians up by 10. 2 minutes left to go here in the first half. Chase Bradshaw, right wing with the basketball. Feeds it off to the Lemons. Back to Albertini. 3-point shot by him. Off the iron, no good. Heskett with the rebound for Marmaton Valley. A little pressure by the Indians here in the backcourt. Griffith with it, lobs it ahead and through Heskett's hands. And it's going to be out of bounds, go back to the Indians. Good hustle by the Indians to cause that turnover. Chase Bradshaw feeds it into Albertini. Albertini up by the timeline as Carlson comes to the scores table. 1:31 left to go in the first half. 1:30, the right wing to Lemons. Lemons with a couple ball fakes, dribbles up towards the top of the key, hands it to Chase Bradshaw. Bradshaw at the top of the key. He's going to drag his feet and travel. Carlson checks back into the game for the Indians. Chase Bradshaw comes off the floor. Griffith feeds it into Elliott. 1:17 left to go in the first half. 30-20. Indians up by 10. Screen set by Heskett. Elliott try to lob inside and he gets it stolen away. Albertini, Haney caused that. 4-on-1 and Indians somehow Harris ends up on the floor and it gets back to Griffith. Good hustle by him. And that's going to be a travel on Griffith. Going to go back to Indians with 54.4 seconds left to go here in the first half.
Marmaton Valley playing some pretty good defense of their own down here at times.
Indians had a 4-on-1 and somehow unable to convert. A lob to Haney. Haney needs to get on the post if Heskett's going to guard him because he's got a definite height advantage over Heskett. Turnaround shot by Carlson, no good. Elliott with a rebound from Marmaton Valley. 40 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. 30-20, Indians still up by 10. Elliott up above the timeline for Marmaton Valley. Bounce pass over to Heskett. Heskett looking inside. Feeds it back up top to Dudley. Dudley against Carlson. 27 seconds. Griffith down to the corner to Elliott. Elliott guarded by Lemons. Man-to-man defense applied by the Indians. Now Harris with it. Over to the right wing to Griffith. And he did travel. Took a hop step after he caught it. Harris with it. Now to Elliott. 8 seconds left. Something's going to have to happen here. Elliott backs up. Now he drills the top of the key. 3-point shot by Elliott off the front iron. No good. And our halftime score, Indians 30, Marmaton Valley 20. We'll be back with your Bet Health halftime show after this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul Basketball on Hot 105. Well, welcome back to our Labette Health Halftime Show, where the Indian boys lead 30-20, lead by 10 over Marmaton Valley here at halftime. Very competitive first half, pretty good defense. Indians doing a good job working the ball around on offense, getting a shot in there from the blocks. Dent, give you a little preload to the scores here. Dent with 10 points on the night. That showed underneath, but Dent also picked up his third foul late in that second quarter, so Dent going to have to be careful here in this second half, as you are listening to the Labette Health Halftime Show, where the Indians lead 30-20. Mike, what do you got for first half stats here?
Well, you compare them to what we've got there on the official score sheet, but what I can see so far looks like Easton Dent with that 10-point first quarter led to St. Paul in the first half and didn't have any production out of him, got in foul trouble with 3 fouls, so nothing in the second quarter, but 10 points in the first quarter to lead all scorers. Chandler Bradshaw had 7 points in the first half so far. Kenny Haney with 5 and Adam Albertini with 4 is what I've got. As far as free throws, looks like 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Both of those came in the first quarter from Chandler Bradshaw. No free throws shot in the second quarter by St. Paul. I got him at 11 of 22 from 2-point range and 2 of 8 from outside the 3-point line. So not great 3-point shooting by St. Paul. As far as that goes, about 50% obviously from the 2-point range. So overall, looks like 13 of 30, if my math's right, on their shooting percentage. Dan?
Yeah, I'm listening to you. Yeah.
That's what
Keith's
I've got.
got 13 for 24, but he said he got a little bit of a late start.
Yeah,
either way, not too bad a shooting night, Mike. When you shoot around that 45, 50%, that's not too bad. The thing that really sticks out to me is they need to feed Easton Dent a little bit more. He's 5 for 5 from the floor, shooting 100%. So
well, yeah, and the problem was he didn't spend enough time on the floor, especially in the second quarter. Kind of slowed him down on scoring. St. Paul, I've got him with 7 turnovers, so turn the ball over a little bit. You know, probably about even on the turnovers. I didn't get the turnover totals for Marmaton Valley. Now you've got Hesketh, the big man underneath. He's moving the ball around, trying to make things happen underneath, and Haney and Easton Dent kind of got their hands full. That's where Dent got into a little bit of his foul trouble there, trying to defend against Hesketh when they're banging around underneath there. But as far as foul trouble, St. Paul, Dent's the only one really in any trouble. He's got 3. I got Colin Carlson with 1 and Kenny Haney with 2 fouls in the first half. Marmaton Valley, not really much foul trouble at all for them. Harris has 2 fouls, one of those the technical, and then Dudley has 1, and looks like Henderson has 1 for Marmaton Valley, so nothing to worry about in the foul department.
So what I've seen, Mike, is that in that second quarter, energy for the Indians, based off that little bit off that full court pressure, and maybe it was just not that they caused that many turnovers off of it. Maybe it's just the energy that it created. But to go show you by scoring, first quarter, Marmaton Valley outscored the Indians 17-16. Second quarter, the Indians outscored Marmaton Valley 14-3. So, so that that little full court pressure really helped pick up the energy on defense, and the Indians kind of kept on their scoring pace there, and that gave them a 10-point lead there.
Yeah, and I think that was the difference when they started that full court press. Marmaton Valley didn't really have an answer for it and really swung the momentum in St. Paul's favor, which showed on the scorebook there in the second quarter.
So pretty good first half put together by the Indians. Not offensively pretty decent in the first quarter. Defensively, I didn't think it was that great. Second quarter was a little bit better defensively and about the same offensively. Did a real good job working that basketball around and getting into it. They've really been working hard on the boards too. And I think they'll be fine here in the second half if they continue that energy and keep Haney and Dent out of foul trouble.
Right, and Dent, with 10 points in the first quarter, he'll have to get loosened up here in the second half and get some more points on the board, add to that total. But look for, the second half to come alive maybe for Adam Albertini with only 4 points in the first half. We usually see a little more offensive production out of Adam, so we'll watch in the second half, see if he doesn't try to score some more points driving the lane. He likes to do that, especially on those fast breaks. But Marmaton Valley's done a pretty good job defending him. So I look in the second half for Albertini and Kenny Haney to really step up maybe and try to put some more offensive points on the board for St. Paul and get this game a little bit more in their hands.
You're listening to the Labette Health Halftime Show. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Here you go, Keith. Thank you.
Thanks, Keith.
That's all right. Welcome back to Billy Fager Fieldhouse, where the Indian boys lead here 30-20 here at halftime. As we wrap up our Labette Health halftime show, we're going to roll right into the second half. I want to make sure we thank our title sponsor, Farmers Bank, and all our sponsors for help bringing us this live stream. If you're not able to join us here tonight on the live stream, Friday night it'd be a good night to join us. Colgan comes to town. Rigatoni feed. It'd be a real good night to come out and support the Indians.
Yep, going to be Rigatoni, and I think something else going on Friday night too, wasn't there? Is it
Mr. Turlip's all-world famous Rigatoni. Tiny Tots. Is
Tiny
that Friday
Tots,
night?
that's what it was.
Yeah,
I knew there was something else going on.
That's no wonder we're feeding
We have a
Rigatoni.
big crowd that night.
It'll be all Grandma and Grandpa stick around and watch girls and boys action. I'm not sure when that is, if it's behind, or excuse me, Marmaton Valley starts with possession of the basketball. Lob inside, swatted around. Looks like a hot potato in there. It should be a travel on Heskett. It is. Turnover on Marmaton Valley, gives it back to the Indians. I'm not sure if that will be between games, Mike, would be my guess.
Yeah, that'd be what I'd guess. But
Bradshaw feeds it to Haney. Haney, first possession of the second half for the Indians. Chandler Bradshaw with the basketball. Bounce pass into Haney. Good feed into Haney. Couple spin moves. Hook shot good by Haney against Harris. Good shot. Contested shot as Haney gets it to go. Griffith guarded by Bradshaw, Chandler Bradshaw. Now Harris all the way in the lane. Layup too hard. Haney on the weak side with the rebound. Haney brings it down, feeds it ahead to Albertini. Albertini cross court pass to Bradshaw. Bradshaw ball fake into the right elbow. Shot too hard. No good. Rebound Heskett. Heskett feeds it back to Griffith. Griffith over to Dudley. In the lane, fouled by Albertini. He'll go to the line to shoot two is Dudley. As Dudley got around Lemons. Lemons left his foot. Dudley wisely ball fake, drove around him. Albertini had to come help. Got there late and fouled Dudley. That's Adams' first foul. First team foul of the second half on either team, and it's on the Indians. Dudley's first free throw hits the back iron, deadens itself, and falls through. As he settles in for his second. It should be a lane violation. It's not. Harris gets the rebound somehow, rolls it out to Griffith. Harris stepped into Haney's lane and pulled his foot back. Dudley with the ball, feeds it to Griffith. Griffith against Bradshaw, shot up, no good. Haney with the rebound for the Indians. 32-21, 11-point lead for the Indians. Haney loses it, now chases it down above the timeline, hands it off to Albertini. Albertini guarded by Elliott. Albertini into the lane, feeds it to Haney. 15-foot jump shot, good. Kenny Haney from the right baseline connects. 34-21, 13-point lead for the Indians. 6:09 left to go in the third. Elliott with the basketball over to Harris, left wing. Back up to Dudley, lob inside to Heskett. Shot on the way by Heskett. In and out, no good. Albertini with the rebound. Albertini pushes the ball down the floor for the Indians. Behind the back dribble, in the lane, floater, good. Good move by Adam Harris.
Adam Albertini.
Adam Harris. Where in the world did that come from?
I don't know. I got you, though.
36-21, 5:24. Harris for Marmaton Valley, I guess, is where I got that from.
Yeah.
Three-point shot by Griffith, no good. Haney with the rebound. He's guarded by Harris. Behind the back dribble. Good defense by Harris. Pressured Haney. Over to Albertini. Albertini Holds the ball at left wing. Elliott on him. Crosses over into the lane again. Same floater. Can't get it to go this time. Fights for his own rebound. That's going to be a foul on Albertini over the back. And it's going to be a second foul on Albertini. Second team foul, second half on the Indians. A little full court pressure applied by the Indians here. Lob ahead and knocked out of bounds by Dent. Got there a little bit late and knocked it out of bounds, so it'll stay with Marmaton Valley.
That was a good job by Dent to avoid drawing a foul, trying to come up and take that ball away.
Griffith set to put the ball in play. Feeds it into Harris. Harris with the basketball guarded by Haney. Over to Dudley. Lob inside to Heskett. Swatted away. Lemons with it. Feeds it ahead to Bradshaw. Stolen away by Harris. Ball's loose on the floor. Harris feeds it to Dent. Now Bradshaw right in front of the rim gets it to go. Harris lost his footing and lost the basketball, and all of a sudden there it was for Bradshaw to drive right in front of the rim all by himself. And now the Indians lead by 17, 38-21. Swatted away by Lemons. Good hustle by him. Diving out of bounds after the basketball. But it'll stay with Marmaton Valley.
They're going to call a foul on Lemons, I think, for a reach.
It is going to be a foul. Third team foul on the Indians. First on Lemons. Feed into Griffith. Griffith back up top to Dudley. Feed into Heskett. Back out to Elliott. 2-point shot from the left wing. Good. As his foot was inside the arc. 38-23. 15-point lead for the Indians. Lemons bounce pass into Haney, swatted away by Harris, and it'll end up in Elliott's hands for Marmaton Valley. Elliott over to Heskett, right wing, feed into Dudley. Dudley turnaround shot from the baseline, no good. Grip with the rebound, put back, no good. Haney with the rebound. Haney feeds it ahead to Bradshaw, and it's going to be a timeout. Coach Watrick, 30-second timeout. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. Let's St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back to Billy Fager Fieldhouse here in St. Paul, where St. Paul leads 38-23. 3:57 left to go in the third. Pretty good start to the third quarter for the Indians. Right into Haney. Haney standing there, nobody paying attention. The layup is good. Full court press applied by the Indians. Feed ahead to Dudley. Dudley to the rim, blocked by Albertini. Albertini brings the ball down the left side. 2-on-2. Pulls up. Now dribbles in. Tries to no-look to Dent. Knocked out of bounds by Marmaton Valley. It'll stay with the Indians under their own basket. Albertini with the basketball over his head. Looks. Feeds it in deep to Dent. Dent to Albertini. Drives in. Feeds it to Lemons. Might have got away with the travel. Step back two-pointer by Lemons. No good. Griffith with a backside rebound for Marmaton Valley. He brings the ball back down, gets around Bradshaw. Cut off by Dent. Now Heskett drives into the lane. Shot up off the rim. No good. Griffith rebound. No good. Haney with the rebound. Haney pushes the ball back down the floor for the Indians. Crosses the timeline. Gets it off to Lemons. Lemons shot from the elbow. No good. Long. Dent chases it down on the weak side. Feeds it back to Bradshaw. Bradshaw is going to call for a travel. That's Chandler Bradshaw as Chase Bradshaw and Colin Carlson checks in for Caleb Lemons and Easton Dent. Dent played 5 minutes of that third quarter and never picked up another foul, so good work by him, sticking with him 3 fouls. Griffith with the basketball for Marmaton Valley. Over to Harris, 3-point shot from the left baseline, off the rim, no good. Chase Bradshaw with the rebound. Adam Albertini pushes the ball down the floor, kicks it out to Haney. Haney into the lane, right in front of the rim. Good. Kenny Haney's warming up here in the third quarter. Griffith brings the ball back down against Chandler Bradshaw. Gets around him. Into the lane he goes. Hard shot off the rim. Harris with the rebound. Put back. Good. Good altered shot by Harris. Gets that to go. Adam Harris.
Adam Albertini.
Gosh, dang. Adam Albertini.
That's twice, Dan. Next time I might have to make fun of you.
I have Harris for Marmonton Valley and Adam on the same brainwave. There is an Adam Harris in this world. Maybe it is Adam Harris. I'm thinking I'm supposed to meet with him about buying seed tomorrow, Mike.
Well,
I got that on my brain.
I don't know. That's all right.
Basketball and work. 42-25. Indians ahead. 1:59 left to go in the third. Adam Albertini, number 11. Looks completely different than Adam Harris that I know. Albertini set to put the ball in play for the Indians. Lobs it in high. Ooh, Harris going to foul Haney as Haney went up high for that. And that's going to be the first team foul of the second half on Marmonton Valley, and it's going to be on Curtis Harris.
Third foul on Harris.
Third on him. Chase Bradshaw drives the baseline. Shot off the backboard, good. As the Indians lead 44-25. 1:50 left to go here in the third. Off to the right wing, that's Scarf. And that's a steal, and that's going to be another foul on Harris. He just picked up his fourth here with 1:42 left to go in the third. As Dudley has to come right back to the scores table. For Harris. Team foul number 2 on Marmonton Valley, 4th on Harris. Hayden Smith into the game for the Indians, so it's Smith, Carlson, Bradshaw, Dent, and Haney. Haney brings the ball down the floor. Dudley picks him up. Up above the timeline, into the free throw line, kicks it out to Bradshaw. Long three-point shot off the backboard. Call the bank teller. It's open, and the three's good from the left wing off the backboard. 46-25, 21-point lead for the Indians. Elliott with the basketball. Feeds it left wing to Dudley. Heskett, tough shot in lane, and he scores and fouls.
That might be Easton Dent's fourth foul, too. Heskett played tough under there.
Heskett, for no taller than he is, plays tall around that block. Adam Albertini comes to the scores table, and that is Easton Dent's fourth foul with 1:12 left to go in the third. Griffith comes to the scores table, 2 for Marmonton Valley. You ain't ever heard that before, Mike? Call the bank, it's open.
I think that was a perfect way to call that, Dan. I couldn't have
That's
said it any better myself.
Call the bank, it's open. Heskett at the free throw line to try to complete the and one. In and out, no good. Chase Bradshaw with a rebound. He gets it ahead to Adam Albertini. Shot from the left elbow, and I tell you what, I'm telling you, Mike, you draw up a last-second inbounds play. One of mine is going to be Adam Harris.
Yeah,
Adam Albertini from the elbow, because he just doesn't miss very often from there. Good hustle by Albertini. He came all the way across the floor for that steal, and he gets a left-handed layup. He comes streaking across that. Boy, it's like
he anticipated that perfect.
Seeing a cupcake on the floor, and he went after it. Bradshaw with the rebound. He pushes it up the right-hand side. And it's tipped, so it's not a backcourt as Haney picks it up. Now three-pointer from the top of the key off the back iron, no good. Griffith from Marmonton Valley with the rebound. Griffith is going to be fouled by Albertini. And that'll be the 5th team foul on the Indians. I believe that's the
third on Albertini in this half.
On
in
Albertini,
the game, too.
all in the third quarter. 17 seconds left to go left in this third quarter. Indians lead 51-27. Lemons comes to the score table, comes in for Albertini, replaces him as Albertini has to go sit a while with 3 fouls. Griffith on the inbounds plays, no good. Heskett's rebound's blocked by Haney, his putback is. Scarif gets it off to Griffith. 7 seconds. Three-pointer left wide open off the iron, no good. Bradshaw, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Half-court shot. Ooh, no good. Score after 3. Indians 51, Marmaton Valley 27. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. This is St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Well, we're underway in the fourth quarter here where St. Paul leads 51-27, and we'll start with possession of the basketball. Albertini with it, dribbles around right wing against Elliott. Now to the baseline. Good cut by Dent. Gets a block by Harris, knocked out of his hands from behind. Dudley. Oh, he's standing on the, I was going to say, he's standing on the inline as Harris. A little too deep was Harris on the inline. Turnover on Marmaton Valley, gives it back to the Indians. Lemons feeds it in to Albertini. He's picked up out there by Elliott as Albertini crosses half court. Left wing, a lot of dribbling. Now feed wide open. Holy cow, somebody lost Albertini. Now still by Lemons. Lemons gets it stolen back to Harris. Is a little too slow of a pass. Now a steal by Albertini. Feeds back to Bradshaw. Bradshaw's shot, and it's going to be a block on the floor. He's not going to count the shot.
That's going to be the fifth foul, I think, on Harris.
It is a block on Harris, his fifth. Harris plays with a lot of energy and emotion, plays hard out there. And he's just fouled out of the game with 7:08 left to go in the game. 53-27. The foul was on the floor, and a beautiful inbounds play as Lemons cuts right in there. Layup's good. 55-27, 7:01 left to go in the fourth. Indians still pressuring full court. Dudley off the right wing to Griffith. Now cross court pass to Elliott. Sets his feet. 3-point shot. Well short. Haney with the rebound. Haney pushes the ball down the floor. Feeds it off to Lemons. Lemons back up to Albertini. 3-point shot off the front iron. No good. Rebound Dudley for Marmaton Valley. Gets it off to Elliott. Elliott pushes the ball down the left-hand side of the floor. Feeds it to Heskett. Heskett towards the rim, and he's going to be fouled by Haney. And Heskett's going to go to the line to shoot two.
Third foul on Haney. First one this half, though.
As Heskett goes to the line to shoot
we called that on Chase Bradshaw. Or Chandler Bradshaw, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, it must have been from behind because Haney was the only. No, they must have changed it, Mike.
Oh, okay. All right.
Heskett shot is off the front iron, no good. As he settles in for a second. 6:33 left to go in the ball game. Indians lead 55-27. Second shot short, way short, no good. Indians, since that first quarter trailed by one, they have steadily grown their lead each quarter since. 6:28 left to go in the game. Lemons with the basketball, feeds it to Albertini. Albertini, left wing, bounce pass over to Bradshaw. Long three-point shot by him, off the rim, no good. Rebound on the backside by Dudley from Marmaton Valley. Lemons pressuring him, gets it to Heskett. Heskett to Elliott. Elliott stolen by Lemons. Lemons and Albertini on the breakaway. Chased by Dudley. Lemons misses it. Albertini's putback is good. 30-point lead for the Indians, 57-27. Griffith with the basketball. Feeds it over to Elliott at right wing. Now into Heskett in front of the rim. Back out to Elliott. Shot on the way. In and out. No good as Hayden Smith and Colin Carlson comes to the scores table for the Indians. Indians up by 35, 40 left to go in the game. Haney over to Albertini. Albertini holds the ball at left wing. Over to Lemons. Lemons into Dent. Dent guarded by Heskett. Turnaround shot no good. Griffith with a rebound. 5:23 left to go in the game. 57-27. 30-point lead for the Indians. Scariff with the ball. Haney blocks it out of bounds. It'll stay with Marmonton Valley.
You know, Haney's got those long arms. He's not one you want to try to go straight up against on a jump shot, that's for sure.
Smith and Carlson, timeout. Indians, 30-second timeout. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. Let's St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Bradshaw's got 14. You got him 14?
Yep.
Pretty good night. 57%, 67%. Still shooting pretty well. 26 for 45. Oh, welcome back to Billy Fager Fieldhouse here, coming out of this 30-second timeout. He said Albertini get a few points. He's up to 12 now, Mike.
Yeah,
Chandler
Albertini
Bradshaw.
and Haney coming in the second half just like we needed them to.
Yeah. Having good nights. Bradshaw with 14 and Haney with 15, I believe. Heskett on the inbounds play. It's good for a layup. 4:50 left to go in the game. 57-29. St. Paul basketball. Albertini, Chandler Bradshaw, Caleb Lemons, Hayden Smith, and Colin Carlson in the game for the Indians. Feed to Smith off his fingertips. Feeds it back out to Lemons. Lemons ducks under a couple defenders and pull a shot from the left elbow is right through there. Elliott brings the ball down across half court. Albertini picks him up. Heskett left wing, guarded by Carlson. Swatted away for an instant, ends up in Elliott's hands. Now over to Dudley. 3-point shot right wing by him. Long, Scariff chases it down, feeds it back out to Heskett. Heskett into the lane, out to Griffith. 3-pointer by him, no good. Colin Carlson with the rebound. Feeds it over to Lemons. Lemons pushes the ball down the floor. Feeds it out to Albertini. Albertini pulls up the right elbow, feeds it back out to Bradshaw. As Austin O'Hara and Peyton Norris comes to the scores table for the Indians. Just a foul on Marmonton Valley, just their 4th team foul. So Norris and Austin O'Hara check into the game, as well as a whole host of Wildcats.
I might have got the Bradshaw boys mixed up on my stats. I got both of them getting on the board instead of all of them with Chandler, so we'll have to double check that.
Both of them getting on the board.
Well, both of them scoring, yeah.
Oh. Did you give any points to Adam Harris?
No, I don't have him on my roster. Might have to add him, though, keep calling him.
All right, good deal. 3:07 left to go in the game. Is now the rest going to get together here as 5 subs for Marmonton Valley come into the game.
Trying to keep track of people, I think.
As Caleb Lemons, Peyton Norris, and 3-pointer by Lemons is good.
That's
Nope, 2-pointer. His foot was on the line. So we got Caleb Lemons, Hayden Smith, Peyton Norris, Colin Carlson, and Austin O'Hara in the game for the Indians. Hayden Smith trying to guard 2 guys at once. Not sure which one he's supposed to have. Or he's not sure which one of his teammates is supposed to have it. He might have carried it, and he did, as Hayden had it kind of curled up against his wrist. And I think he was going to pass it, and then everybody took off. By the time he had
nobody home.
He kind of had her pinned against his forearm. Marmonton Valley basketball. Bounce pass, inside shot on the way. No good. Tipped around. Norris with the rebound. Norris picks up his dribble. Feeds it to Carlson. Carlson, top of the key with it. feeds it over to Lemons. Lemons bounce pass inside to Austin O'Hara. Shot up good. Good feed by Lemons into O'Hara. Marmonton Valley back down with the basketball. 2:08 left to go in the game. Feed in, shot on the way, no good. Carlson with the rebound. Feeds it out to Lemons. Lemons pulls up top of the key over to Smith. 3-point shot, Hayden Smith, good! He buries a three from the right wing.
Get some points off the bench for St. Paul.
66-29, 1:45 left to go in the game as Dylan Petty, Mason Winter, and Ivan Murillo comes to the scores table for the Indians. Shot from the block is no good. Rebound, Marmonton Valley. Putback is good. Lemons with the basketball at left wing. As we're going to have just a timeout for subs. Just going to be a quick timeout as we're just going to start here. 1:23 left to go in the game. Carlson, Smith, and Lemons come out of the game. Now in for the Indians is Dylan Petty, Mason Winter, Ivan Murillo, Peyton Norris, and Austin O'Hara. Cross-court pass to Murillo. Murillo top of the key with the basketball. The Indians try to get their offense set. Feeds it off to Norris. Norris top of the key over to Winter. 1:12 left to go in the game. Feeds it back to Norris. Norris, three-pointer, top of the key. Ooh, off the rim, no good. Rebound, Marmonton Valley. 1 minute left to go in the game. 66-31. Indians lead by 35. Marmonton Valley, right wing with the basketball. Bounce pass inside. Bottled up in there. Shot no good. Knocked out of bounds. It's going to be off of Petty. It's going to stay with Marmonton Valley. Marmonton Valley basketball under their own rim. Tries to feed it inside. Swatted away. Stays with Marmonton Valley. Now still by Mason Winter. Streaks down the left-hand side. Loses it out of bounds. Is going to stay with St. Paul. 25 seconds left to go in the game. 66-31 Indians lead. Stick around for our KW Trucking post-game show. Norris with the basketball. Feeds it to Murillo. 12 seconds left to go. Murillo crosses over. Crosses into the lane. Shot on the way. No good. Mason Winter with rebound. Loses it on the ground. Rebound goes to Marmonton Valley. And that's the end of the ball game, folks. 66-31. Indians with a nice victory here. 35-point victory over Marmonton Valley. We'll be back with our KW Trucking post-game show or stats after this 2-minute timeout. Let's St. Paul basketball on Hot 105.
I got Chandler with 9 and Chase with 5.
Keith has Chandler with 14 and Chase with none.
I got Chase with a 2 and a 3 in the second half.
Yeah, that's possible.
St. Paul shot 2 free throws in the whole game.
Yeah, 2 for 2.
100% from the free throw line, both in the first quarter.
Thank everybody for joining us on the live stream. We're going to go ahead and sign off here. 66-31, Indians win by 35. Join us Friday night, or come out and watch. Rigatoni Feed and Colgan comes to town. We'll be on about 5.